said nothing is fresh is the best is. Whoever than himself, he the best is impressive. I ain't rhyming any beat like I did back in 96. The beat, he in the streets, earbuds. Fuck the beats, he be cursing like a sailor. I so out, he be writing grander. For those they give you remember the Titan tablet like Perseus. Uncle Tom was like a white man. Stay about his money, let me in the ear like he's Tyson. And I hear he laid back, got his feet up when he rap, making the traffic stand still. They freeze when he say action. A small fraction might walk away simply because of distraction. But always getting back, I think it's because I'm so attractive. The attractions in my trapping, roll over to the masters on my Oscar De La Renta dog. Get with the classics, it's on your downfall. Make a beat to go and match it. I take a seat and relax, scratch the beat and keep rapping.
Different world, ooh, and where you come, different world, ooh, and where you come, different world, ooh, and where you come from. The city is loud, yeah.
A chef on the glass, work on the plate, show my ass. Got the skills to pay the bills, but expensive taste make waste haste to your face. And baby, take this creme fresh to your face. Won't not like that, gotta make sure it's seasoned right. You ever served 160 within a 300? See humanity testing your sanity. After you were dropping a hole, no like, no more fight. But to get that time, you must do the crime. After 12, we feel one. Say stories to tell about going through hell. How you almost fell, how you messed up that VIP's Cornell. This life in the kids, so you got a quick glimpse of what it means to hustle, bustle through our eye muscle. It's crazy, it's crazy. This profession's not for the lazy, cause it's a
different world, ooh, and where you come, different world, ooh, and where you come, different world, ooh, and where you come from. The city is loud, yeah. Here's our chance to make it. Hey, and if we fall less on our goal, you can decide, we can take care. Hey, just remember that you and
It's a different world, man, I'm on some different shit. 250 nowadays for a pair of kicks. I remember when James was like $130, but the rock what I got in my stock, you're unworthy. Foam posits on my feet, never laced up. Foam posits on my feet with the fresh cut. Cargos with the dope t-shirt to match. Wait a minute, hold on, let me check the back of the trunk. Pull them sixes out, feeling like Brian and Dwayne, feeling fresh in this game like a champ. Got them Jeremy Scotts on their feet with the wings. I'm fly above means, above all, just to get fresh like God getting these kicks. You gotta stand in line overnight, wait for these shits camp out. Had these for 3 weeks before they even came out. It's a
different world, ooh, and where you come, different world, ooh, and where you come, different world, ooh, and where you come from. The city is loud, yeah. Here's our chance to make it. Hey, and if we fall less on our goal, you can decide, we can take care. Hey, just remember that you and it's a different world. It's a different world. It's a different world. It's a different world. Where you come from? Ooh, and where you come from?
How y'all doing? Kid Gravity. I know y'all are looking at me like, why did this Negro have this on already? Folk, we got a breaking news that we got to share with you, and this is going to be a roast before we start. But before we start, I shall bring in my guests, and then we're going to start chopping these fables. I'm not even going to play with this. So let's begin. First off, we have the esteemed Torian Rain Reloaded. Brother Torian, how are you?
I'm doing great. You know, I think I saw somebody took your mask the other day. I think I saw it on somebody
No,
else's
I am the
Instagram.
originator. You don't do that. Coons do not imitate each other. I am a unique coon. No, I'm not. He got the bright coon mask. He want to make sure he show out. I got the dark coon mask. I'm the one that gives you the rabies. Rabies for white supremacy. We're gonna start that hashtag. Rabies for white supremacy. But anyway, let's continue bringing in the co-hosts. We have the esteemed brother, the OG, Beatzilla PDX. Beatzilla, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Black first, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
B1.
Hopefully, everybody is doing well as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And last but not least, oh, maybe not. Number three. Number three. We have the young, the young bulldog, Black Alpha Network. Black Alpha, how are you, sir?
Living good, living good. Be the whole family certified. Salute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And last but not least, you know how Chicago do. He probably just finished the deep dish. The brother
You got
Afro Elite.
jokes, huh? Let me see
I
if I
got
can
jokes
put
for
you.
days. I have got jokes for days. What is up, Afro Elite?
Let me see what my camera's talking about. Let's see what's going on.
He's got to wipe the pizza sauce from his mouth real fast. Pause.
Oh, this is so weird.
Uh oh. His camera's not cooperating. Was it because of the heat that y'all had in Chicago today? Your camera doesn't want to work.
Chicago was very hot today, actually. Now that you bring it up,
Yes, sir. I saw it was 90 degrees. And then I heard y'all getting a blizzard on the weekend.
that's after the tornado. But yeah. Um. Huh. Let me see.
Can you see us? That's the important
I
thing.
can see you guys. I can see you guys.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
All right.
Folk, I have these esteemed brothers on here. You know of their channels. If you don't, please follow them. They're in the description box. But fellas, we got to start off with a roast. So, for those who are aware or not aware, there was a shooting over the weekend, Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial start of summer. And we're going to the Midwest. Afro Elite, this is of particular importance for you, brother. Down in KC, Kansas City, you know, barbecue heaven. That's what they call it. The race soldiers shot a pregnant, unarmed black woman. Yes, they did. And as egregious as that was, folk, I'm wearing the coon mask because, come to find out, the police chief released a statement. As well, they should. He has to explain the situation. But the police chief said something very, very, very disturbing in his statement, which is why I had to put on the coon mask. Would y'all like to see what the police chief said? There you go. His camera's working
Yeah.
now.
Okay. I'm here now. I'm here now.
Give me a second. Damn, this mask is hot. But anyway. Now, I'm going to share the article with the room because I need y'all to see this. Well, actually, I won't maximize it. There you go. So, basically, the Kansas City police shot 26-year-old Leona Hale, who had her hands up because they claimed that she carjacked somebody. Interesting. But that's not why I'm upset, folks. I am upset because upon looking at what the cops said, I just wanted to see what they said, especially with this advent of shootings going on in this country lately. I wanted to see what the pulse was from the police department. I wanted to see how they were going to lie their way out of this. And I found a statement from the police chief, and I highlighted it. I want the fellas to see this. So here we go. I'm going to maximize it so everybody can see it, and then I'm going to get the fellas to respond to this. Now, the statement says, we never want to be in these types of situations, not the public as a police department. Kansas City Police Department Interim Police Chief Joseph Maben said, anytime it happens is a blight on our community. I want to ensure the public the scene is secure. There is no ongoing threat. We're committed to be 100% transparent. This is a holiday weekend. It's time for friends, not a time for violence. He said this. He actually had the audacity to say this. I'm going to let the fellas start with this. So whoever wants to jump in and say something about this guy. By the way, who wants to
Well,
see what the guy? I need y'all's help. I'm gonna give y'all visual aid on
oh
who this
yeah,
guy is. You got to see
yeah.
who this
Show us
guy
picture.
is. Yes, I got to. We got to put him on the Summer Jam screen, folks. We got to put him on the Summer Jam screen. There he is, right there. I'm gonna let y'all have it. Yeah, got to let y'all have it.
Okay, so I'll take this one real quick.
Yes,
Just
sir.
real quick, just looking at the nature of this dude. He has already been well vetted and tested to see where his head was at, and so before he even came, he already knew the routine to go ahead and downplay the severity of the situation and try to make it as cupcake as it could be. I mean, and at this point, I expect that out of especially individuals that look like this, um, because just looking at him, like I'm saying, you could already tell just by the vibe that he giving off. This dude is done. Uh, so he's gonna go with whatever the bosses tell him to do, and with no buck whatsoever. Shameful.
Very shameful. How do you say that?
It's ridiculous. Well, again, he's not just like that Katanji woman. They're these type of black people that when they speak, they don't even consider black people. It's all about only appeasing one group, which definitely is not us. The PC people, as Torian puts it.
Yes.
Simple as that.
By the way, he's making almost $275,000 a year.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. Who next?
I'll say, I saw this. Somebody had tagged me in this on Twitter, and then my brother Dylan had messaged me this on Instagram, and he asked me if I heard about it, and I told him yeah. And I was reluctant to speak on this because I know in B1 society, we there's a way we move and there's an order in which we move. We move after a police killing. We tend to have to wait for the family to speak on this or to make a lot of noise about it, even though we can bring awareness to the situation. Excuse that. We have to wait for the family. So I'm really anticipating on what the family is going to say about this situation. If the family's going to come out there, if they're going to be on some people of color, we got to forgive, we got to let go. So I'm looking forward to seeing what I'm curious, I would say, to seeing what the family has to say about the situation. But I will say something about the police officer. Notice he threw in the carjacking thing just to kind of slant, like kind of criminalize her. And when they do that, they only do it to black people. When they do that for the purpose of justifying their murder. They do it for the purpose of, well, she wasn't that good of a person anyway. He wasn't that good of a person anyway. So they had it coming, so to speak, which is the only reason the dominant society puts information out there, because whether she was a carjacking suspect or whether she was a whatever type of suspect, that didn't need to be added into the article, or at least that didn't need to be in the headline of the article. They wouldn't have put that in the headline of the article before. In Chicago, you had a Mexican boy who was shot. He was like 13 years old. Mexican boy who was shot, killed by the police, and he was all into gangs and he was all into being. It was like 2:00 in the morning when he was shot by the police. None of the mainstream media made it seem like young criminal shot by the police unarmed. They didn't say anything to paint the boy in a bad image. But they do that all the time when it comes to black people. After we've been killed by the police, they always throw something out there to kind of put a stain on our name, so to speak, to paint us in a bad image. And by doing so, that justifies what the cop has done. So that's definitely something that we should be aware of.
Yeah, I was just looking also, and they said that she. I'm reading a couple articles. They said she did pass away the next day. So her and the baby are gone.
Rest in peace, and my condolences to the family.
Get that water. He about to get this work. He about to get this work.
Whoever's next. Yeah, y'all gotta give me a second.
I mean, I think all I can really say is that this is like, is wash, rinse, repeat for me. It's the same song and dance that we constantly hear over and over again when it comes to situations such as these, to the point where it doesn't surprise me anymore. It's just like whenever you hear those stories about companies showing discrimination to black people, and then they give out this rather scripted piece that you can tell with it almost looked like it was rehearsed before they come out and say, "Oh, we don't do this, we don't do that, we don't represent this, we don't represent that." And it's like, clearly you do, because it's an ongoing thing and it's constant, it's consistent, and it's over and over again. And notice whenever it comes to situations like this, they will always have or put out a black person in front of it, so they can take the slings and arrows of it instead of the people that should be out there in front of it. Because I highly doubt that it was a black cop that shot and unfortunately now we know killed this woman and her unborn child. But they'll put a blackface out there in front of it in order for it to seem or look some kind of way. As for him, he has the look. Like I was saying earlier, look at the face. That's all you really need to that's all you really need to see, is look at the face. And you said when you said how much he gets paid, oh, he's going to tap dance for his life until all the tap in his shoe is all tapped out.
Black Alpha.
Yeah, first off, I used to live in Kansas City. So, condolences to everybody involved in the situation. Shout out to all my people in Kansas City, Wyandotte County, Rainbow Boulevard. The Kansas City Police Department is racist as hell. And this is just further indication of the anti-black race war that we're living in. And this is why I'm always telling people, in the system of supremacy, basically everybody is a violent black man. Because like I said, they don't value kids, they don't value women. All kids are designated as adults, all women are designated as men, and all men have targets, i.e. you go down the list with all targets of this. This is just another example and more proof of the anti-black race war that we all living in. This happens all the time. This guy right here, that $275,000, all that is his Uncle Tom paycheck. You know what I'm saying? They monetize these people. We're in the only community where our sellouts, our backstabbers are actually paid to do so. So they jump at it. Dr. Claude Anderson said it best. He said, "You show me somebody who's willing to sell out black folks, I'm going to tell you how much money they're going to make." And we got a whole police force full of them. We got all politicians. Washington, D.C. is loaded with them. And everywhere you turn around, these people are right here. They're snakes in the grass, and we live amongst them. So this is why it's very important that we vet everyone. This is very important why we protect ourselves. And most importantly, we protect our children because of situations like this. Kansas City is a rough place. It's beautiful in our areas where we are, but outside of that, it's a real ratchet place in terms of white supremacy, in terms of the dominant society, and just the anti-black racism that goes on all out there. I'm from the Midwest, as is Brother Afro, and the Midwest is not the East Coast, the West Coast, or the South. It's a collection of a lot of places, and there's a lot of crazy things that go on in the Midwest, and it goes unheard. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the Californias and the New Yorks and Miamis and the Atlantas to really, shine that spotlight on. So a lot of things go on in the Midwest that people don't really know and they're not aware of. But if you're from the Midwest, then this is, everyday commonplace. But I salute to the whole family and everybody who was affected by this situation. You know what I'm saying? We just got to use these type of scenarios and indications that we are in an anti-black race war. We just got to stand strong together and just keep it shining, man. And try to prevent the next one from happening. That's the best thing we could always do. We know there's going to be more, but we got to be 10 toes down, stand on our square, and just make sure that we protect each other.
This is not a time. This is a time for family. This is not a time for violence. I want to. You Blue Lives Matter niggas, where y'all at?
Are you talking about Brandon Fakem?
I'm talking
In
about. I don't give a. I don't care if you from the planet Pluto right now. If you ever wrote Blue Lives Matter, I need y'all niggas up front. Defend this. Regardless if she did what she did, whatever. She pregnant. She ain't got no gat on her. Her hands were up. You shot her 5 times. Then you handcuffed her while she was bleeding out. You shot her 5 times. What's she gonna do?
I will say, I do want to say this. I'm glad that we're kind of getting ahead of this because I can already see this is going to become a gender divide. This is going to be, well, if this was a black man, this would be national. This would be all over the news and nobody cares because it's a black woman and black women are just so unprotected and nobody cares about them. I'm going to speak for myself. I remember saying in the space, there was a 13-year-old black boy like 2 or 3 weeks ago who was shot by the police for allegedly carjacking. So it seems like the police are just going to be shooting black people for carjacking. That's their new thing now. Carjacking is going to become the new thing where police, oh, well, you seem like a carjacking suspect. I'm noticing that that's the pattern here. But he shot the 13-year-old boy at a gas station on the west side, moved the body, and the situation was being investigated. I didn't say anything because I waited to see what the family said. Now, I that broke my heart to hear the story. It really did, and I really wanted to make a lot of noise about it. But I'm all like, something is giving me the feeling that I should hold off a little bit, and I did. Then I'm on the news. Well, I'm not on the news. I'm watching the news, and I see the mom is there with the attorney, and she's allowing the attorney to speak. And the second he gets up on stage, he talks about black and brown, the black and brown stuff. So I'm all like, okay, see, this is why it's important for the families of the victims to be on code. Just like with the situation with Botham John, the grassroots did all of the work, and the family started rubbing their hands together, as Tariq would say, doing the Birdman hand rub, thinking that they're going to get a lot of money off of the work that the grassroots did, and they wind up not getting anything. So if you guys don't see me say anything, or the reason why I haven't said anything about this situation, not because it's any less tragic because she's a woman versus a man, but because I'm waiting to see what the family's going to act like. Because if the family's going to get up there talking on some people of color, black and brown, minority, or if they're going to be talking about all that stuff, then we're wasting our time. And I'm saying that to say,
okay, good.
Just because we are not, just because you might not get as much of a movement behind this, does not mean it's because she's a black woman and they're unprotected. That means we're waiting to see where this is going to go before we throw our full weight behind it. Right now, we're acknowledging the incident. That's what we're doing, or at least that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna speak for myself.
All right, y'all. I was wrong. I gotta stop using the internet sometimes to just rely on Twitter at times, because now they're saying she's in stable condition, so she's still good. So let's hope she pulls through. But like Afro said, yes, the family got to stay on code and say, listen, this guy got to go. The officers got to be arrested and charged, and this police chief got to go because that statement, you can't say that. You can't prioritize a holiday weekend when your people just shot somebody who was pregnant. You could have killed 2 lives that day. But like I said, with these Blue Lives Matter cats, I was on the New York Post YouTube page. They had the video. I'm not going to play it here. The comment section was disgusted. They actually blamed this woman for this. But of course, it was the white boys. So I was like, okay. Then I saw black people start commenting saying that she shouldn't have ran. Folk, we got to separate. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to end it right there. We got to separate. We ain't all going to make it, and too many people are dragging us down. You crabbing a barrel, niggas, you stay down there. We got to go. We got to get to the surface of the water and get to dry land. You niggas can drown. I'm getting to the point where I'm tired. It's not fair. All we want to do is live our lives. That's it. Leave us alone. Let us get to old age. That's it. And raise some kids. That's it. That's all we want to do. See a few Father's Days here and there. Make babies. Love on some black women. That's all we want. But y'all don't seem to want to leave us alone. And then when we lash out, we're the ones that are wrong. The hell with the police. I said it. The hell with them. Black folks, when you get some money, get a co-op, protect your own. I'm done. They get my respect because they're human beings. That's about it. Fuck your uniform, fuck your guns, fuck your tasers. I'm done with y'all. Y'all can kiss my ass. Because this is a shooting where police departments around the country say, listen, that's not cool. Because y'all making us look bad. But they all quiet. They're probably celebrating this shit. They're probably playing the video in their squad rooms back and forth and on their phones, like that asshole did in Buffalo, making jokes on Facebook. That's probably y'all. So if you're a cop and you see this, I could give a fuck. Flag the video. Fuck you. That's the wave I'm on right now. I'm taking this off because we got some real shit to talk about. The hell with y'all. I ain't even gonna mention y'all no more. Y'all can kiss my ass. Let me get this ad. And by the way, this nigga giving me Caribbean vibes. That smile, the fact that he barely got facial hair, he giving me Caribbean vibes. But of course, they probably scrubbed his ass off the internet. His parents are probably from some fleeing country. I don't give a fuck no more. I hope you lose your job. You only had it for about 10 days. I hope you lose it. And you got to probably stand trial and tell on your cops. Let's see if you're going to be Serpico, my nigga. But enough of that. Fellas, how y'all doing today? It's the end of the month. How y'all doing?
This has been a draining last couple of weeks.
Yes,
I will
sir.
say that.
Man,
Very,
for real.
very, very draining. Like, it's like nonstop news, depressing news at that. Still news coming in that's still depressing.
Yes,
I
sir.
can't count how many articles people have tagged me in where people have threatened to shoot something up in the last 2 days. I think I probably got sent or tagged in about 10 or more. It's crazy. I said, I told somebody on Twitter, I said, I can't keep up.
Yes, sir.
I said,
Hey, Tori,
I
by
said,
the way,
yeah.
kudos on going in on them Jamaican niggas. Kudos.
Oh.
That video was beautiful, brother. This fucking scam artists. They learned well from the Nigerians, boy. They learned well.
Yeah,
Tonight
that was
gonna be
messed
shots
up.
with everybody except FBAs because I got 4 of them on there and I ain't gonna win that fight.
Yeah,
Y'all roast way better than I do.
that situation.
By the way, Afro Yo City's pizza sucks. But anyway,
Wow.
that statement that old boy made, this is how I felt.
You gonna do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
It became personal. You don't say that. But enough about that. Folks, this is the B1 Roundtable. This is my version. This is my turn at the wheel. And I wanted to do a show called How Do the New Voices Push the Agenda Forward? Now, for those who know or are in the know on the Twitter spaces, everybody's talking about reparations. We know this. This is the hot button topic, and especially with Brother Marcel Dixon, who is 2 weeks away from going to Congress and effing some shit up. There was a Twitter space last night. I don't know if anybody heard it. Shout out to Black Voltron. Black Voltron went in there, represented, and he kicked him down. This Deon Jenkins person, I ain't never heard of this cat. Folk, he was space level off code. He was an astronaut.
Damn.
This man had no answers for what people were asking him in the room. When Marcel descended in there and wanted to have a conversation with him to see where his head was at, this fool decided to zone in on Marcel's sexuality and spent, I think it was about 20 minutes arguing with this man over his sexuality. Like, that's going to be a difference with what this man does when he gets to Congress. Even though he's been on Torian's show, he's been with Afro, he's been with Beatzilla, he's been with me.
No, he
to love
hasn't
God.
been with me yet. But he will be Friday.
No, Friday, okay. But I'm sure his message will be the same. He does not prioritize his sexuality over reparations. He said that everywhere. But this dude decided to do that. And he out in there in California, too. So you already know what it is. But like I said, folks, he was space level off code. You had no answers.
Absolutely.
So you hang on this man's sexuality. Where do we do this at? That's why we were saying, you know what, Kamala and them must have sent him to see what the temperature is. Or maybe he was like the 23rd member of the reparations pack out in Arizona and didn't get in. But this is I guess the first question to the panel. We know within the next 6 months, all the fake reparationists are gonna come outside. We know this. They're gonna try to jump in, try to get some money. How can we, with our platforms, make sure that we gatekeep the message? Because we know the message is going to get co-opted. We know this.
Shit, I'll take that one. I'll take that all day long. We keep on regulating ass. We keep on pulling paperwork. We keep on G-checking. We keep putting them on the corner like it's trash day. That's what we keep doing. Everything we doing right now, keep doing it. Just turn the temperature up. Make it hotter on them. That's how you have to do it, no matter what. Anything that we see, like this guy right here, I don't even know this guy. I honestly didn't know who he was until yesterday. I literally never heard of this guy. He's an agent, though. You know what I'm saying? They're always going to send in some type of fake mimicking version of us. This guy is a suspected black agent, probably confirmed black agent. Let's cut the shit, right? Sometimes we got to remove that suspect. You know, suspect sometimes is being a little too goddamn nice. Sometimes we just need to say, you confirmed, all right? This is right. It didn't get no writer. This guy is a damn agent. And now you notice that we got a black, politician who's coming from the grassroots. So what do? They send in a fake agent version of it. There's going to be a fake Jason Black soon. There's going to be a fake Tariq Nasheed. Eventually it's going to be Nasheed Tariq. Okay, and it's going to be a whole different fake version of the real Tariq, okay? They just going to send in. There's going to be a Gravity Kid soon. All right, there's going to be an Elite Afro. There's going to be an Alpha Black. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to send them in. They watch us, man. We knew this shit was coming. We knew what it was. This is a version of real black grassroots, and then they got to copy it. You know what I'm saying? This is how they infiltrate. This is how they sabotage. This is how they hijack. We knew it was real. When you get on code, this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? We knew when we got on code and we start regulating people, they was going to come with the bullshit. We seen this from a mile away. And you got to have people like Brother Voltron who was getting on them. You got to have Brother Marcel putting in that work. You got to have people like us and just keep on pulling them layers back. As long as we stay doing that, as long as we stay real, we're going to keep them in check. You know, don't support any of their movements, don't support anything they saying, and be in every corner they turn. When they go around that left corner, we there waiting on their ass. Don't let them shake us. You know what I'm saying? We got to play deep. You know what I'm saying? Lock them up. We got to get on that Deion Sanders and shit. Put them on that island and lock them down. They don't get no passes. They can go sit down and have a hot dog in the stands because they can't come on the field. That's how you got to play it. So my way of handling it is one of my mottos and one of my principles is you handle every issue with aggression. All right, closed mouth don't get fed. All right, you can't tiptoe, you can't tap dance. That ain't gonna get nothing done. So this guy, whoever the fuck he is, keep on regulating him, and eventually we're gonna run him clean off the block, out the paint, off the field, out of town, out of county, out of state, and his ass to be somewhere in motherfucking Coon Island. But we're gonna be the ones who send him there. That is my Black Alpha way of handling that shit. Regulation.
Who buying this man's $30 album? I just need to know from the folk in the room and on the panel. Who buying this man $30 album?
I wouldn't buy it for 30.
He got 15 tracks of straight trash can Oscar the Grouch bars. Who is buying this? This is on his bio page, folks. This Negro did not even say, hey, I'm a hip hop organizer. This man put a paragraph in his music, yet he has a music page.
That's how he. That's how he introduces. That's how he introduces people to him is by promoting his album. That's how we get introduced to you is through your album. That
this shit went water, my nigga. This shit went hydrogen. This shit went hydrogen, my nigga.
So you saying this album has no chance of going platinum? It's just going to go plastic.
No, plastic. No, plastic. You have to create plastic.
It's gonna be vapor.
This nigga took one of the elements. He took the lowest element on the periodic table and said, "This is the shit right here. This shit went hydrogen. It barely went an atom." Nigga, what is this? This is where he led people yesterday, folks, because people were looking up his profile. This is where the page led him. He said he ran for president in 2008 and 2016.
The president of what?
The United States.
The president of what?
Of, the United Supremacist States of America.
Hey, he ran for United Coons of America.
No, he wanted to be 45.
I've never heard of this guy.
That's what I'm saying. I remember the ballot in 2016, folks. I did not see this nigga's name on it.
Was he a writer?
Yeah, I've never heard of this dude.
No, he must have been a write-in candidate over there in California. I did not meet this nigga. How did Kanye get more votes than you, my nigga? We got questions.
Wow. Yeah, when I heard dude in the space, the one thing that I noticed is something he said is about respect is given, it's not earned.
Yeah,
now that right there, I said, well, man, he definitely didn't grow up. Yeah. No.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. That's the real important
part. He
got
shows.
Something was off. Something was off.
He has shows.
Yeah, the one thing he says is respect is given and honor is earned.
Yes.
Now, we've always been taught you earn respect. That's
none of these other things work.
Old school foundational Black America. He's talking exact opposite.
Nigga, you got one. Wait a minute, this nigga got one page.
He got all those links, and none of them are really clickable.
Here we go.
Oh, word.
He got, well, you know what? He did something right. He got the Source magazine. They wrote him up. Okay, bless you.
As a candidate.
With his one lonely comment that was posted.
Credited for defining reparations. That was the other thing that Marcel got pissed about in that room. Like, nigga, who are you? The funny thing was, I forgot who said it, but somebody said, hey, there was a reparations meeting up in Oakland. We didn't see you there. He's like, I didn't know. That was Black Voltron.
That was Black Voltron.
And Black Voltron was like, How were you a reparations candidate and didn't know about that?
I
I
will
knew
say,
about it. I'm all the way over here, and I knew about it.
I'm gonna say one thing. When it
Yes,
comes
sir.
to you always have to look out. We as black first people in B1 society, we have to look out for the people who are always looking for credit for something. Always looking to be the I started this conversation. I started this. I started this. They take this and they make it into a big ego thing where they all of them want to claim that they started something. First off, reparations has been talked about for generations, actually. I mean, Dr. King, and I'm wearing a Dr. King shirt talking about reparations. So Dr. King was talking about before during his time, and this was in the 1960s, and I'm sure he was not the first person to talk about it then. So I'm very wary of people who are coming up into the conversation like, I'm the one who invented the conversation of reparations. I'm the father of this or the mother of this. Anybody who's claiming they're the leader of something, they're the mother of something, they're the father of something, that's a red flag to me. That's a big red flag to me.
I had to go and Google like who like a picture of this guy. I didn't realize that was him on the coin. I thought that was like a woman, like an older woman or something like that.
Facts.
Like until I
Hey,
looked
yo.
it up on Google.
Anybody watch battle rap in here?
That's him on the coin. Now y'all tell me, did y'all think that was
Right.
him before I said anything? Because I did not
No.
think that was him
Yes.
until I looked it
Yes,
up on
I
Google.
did. Yes, I did. Because some of the things he was saying in that space let me know what kind of dude he was. So when I seen that, I was like, makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anybody
yeah.
watch
So
battle
I
rap in
told,
here?
Watch what?
Hell yeah, I
yes,
watch
Battle
battle
rap.
rap all the time. Hell yeah.
Why did when I heard this nigga talk, I was like, I hear Young Ill in the background. Who is this nigga?
I was thinking, what's my man name? A ball game.
Oh, Hitman.
Hitman. I was thinking Hitman ball game. Get this motherfucker out of here.
y'all
I
got the
don't know what
video
he
of this
was.
dude rap.
I don't
Do
even want to
y'all
play
got
because
the?
I feel like he'll flag it.
Did you? Have you seen that? You saw that the
I'm about to
joint where
look it
he's
up.
on the. I think he was on
I
the
did see it.
campaign trail or something.
I did see that.
Whoa, hold on, ho. This motherfucker was rapping. Wait a minute. There's
Yeah,
actually
this
a
is a
video
no.
of this
This
shit.
is a rap. No, this album is a rap album.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's a rap album, but this motherfucker actually got like the footage of the shit.
Yes, he
he's
actually did a
he's
video.
rapping like at
Oh,
a,
yes,
a
see, y'all gonna
radio
make me do it.
interview.
Fair use. Fair use.
Yeah,
Oh
you got
man.
Y'all
it,
finna
don't
make
you?
me do it.
Hey, y'all
Yeah,
know he a
find that.
motherfucking agent. You know he agent. He rapping to us now. Hillary Clinton got motherfucking hot sauce and doing the nay nay, and this motherfucker rapping. You know when they start rapping to us, you know that's some agent shit.
Okay,
You
which
know.
one y'all want? Y'all want the Shade 45, John?
Yes, yes,
You want the Shade
yes.
45, John? All right, fair use. Fair use. Fair use. Does the chat want a show? We're gonna have fun with this one. Fair use.
Wow.
Fair use. I'm sure it's gonna get flagged with it. I'm sure they're gonna knock me for copyright, but I don't care. Fair use.
Oh,
performing.
even get
About
5
reparations
seconds
of politics got
already,
Marion
like-
learning. She trying to take the credit. White privilege is turning.
thumbs down.
Yeah, damn right.
Make it go away. Make it stop, please. I value one of my senses that I love. That is my ears and my hearing.
First
Take
off,
that all
okay,
away.
folks, y'all know me. I ain't the greatest rapper ever. I don't do
And
that.
I
By the
hate
way,
that.
hashtag Reset the Earth is coming in September, folks. In September. But
woo!
how the hell are you gonna do a freestyle and you missed the first drop? Everything else just was
And
off.
I think another thing I hate about that, whatever that was, because I don't know what that was, is that he used a very famous beat.
Right.
That is a very famous, well-known beat that a lot of artists back then used to freestyle or use in a mainstream
Papa Doc
song.
had a better freestyle on that
I
verse than
like
he
that
did. On
beat,
that beat
but
than
I
he did.
hated what he did with that beat. Like that is, ugh. I don't like. I said I don't
Shout
know
out
what
to
that
Havoc.
was.
Hey, how dare he do that Mob Deep, man? How dare he do that shit, man? R.I.P. the
Man,
motherfucking Prodigy, man.
You know
Damn,
what?
don't play with
man.
Mob. Don't do the Mob like that, brother.
He probably just found out that day about the East Coast West Coast beef when Snoop and them knocked over the Statue of Liberty in the Empire State Building, and he said, "I got to go to Shade 45, and I got to go in."
He a sucker MC. They done sent us a sucker MC. He a sucker candidate. He just a sucker all across the board, man. Fuck him. Fuck dude.
Man, and when the one thing about it is when Black Voltron Reloaded was lighting his ass up, he just started stuttering, and so I think he was ready to go into those spaces where they just let candidates ram their their local brand, but he actually had yeah, come on in here, brother. He actually had to hold up into
Voltron,
this
just
brother,
explain what
man.
happened to the
Black
folk yesterday.
Voltron him stuttering, man.
Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up?
What's up, man? You got to explain to the folk what happened last night, bro.
Peace,
All
my
right,
brother.
all right. Okay, here's what happened. This dude got on, right? I just saw he was a reparationist candidate from Vallejo, so that's like 35 miles or so north of Oakland. So I'm thinking like, okay, we got another Marcel right here. Never heard of this dude. Ain't seen none of his campaign material.
Right.
And I was just sit up there like, okay, well, who is this dude, right? And I'm like, okay, you from Vallejo. Let's see who we know and stuff. And then he just started going on a tangent about this and that, and his reparations. U.S. owes us, $1 quadrillion, blah blah blah. But it was a canned speech, and I noticed that. I'm like, okay, he sound like these old fake ass revolutionary niggas at this place called the Uhuru House. And they used to always talk that same old bullshit, but never do anything, never have any action. It was always talk. So I'm listening and listening, and then people are asking questions, and then I'm like getting suspicious. Like I looked at my voter my voter what do you call it, the voter information packet, and then I started looking at my voter cards. We got early voting and stuff starting today here in California. And I'm just like, okay, here all the way at the bottom, I don't see any information about him. So I went to his website. I'm like, wait a minute, why does it say, Deon D. Jenkins for president? Are you running for president? You either you 2 years too late or you 2 years too early. You don't know, you nigga, you never heard of Schoolhouse Rock? I'm just a bill on the hill, and and all, learning how the system of the United States government works. I'm like, wait a minute, man. This is not right. And then he started banging on Marcel. And I was just like, nigga, please. Don't nobody know you. Don't nobody know who you here in the Bay. But most importantly, Marcel's been vetted by the new black media, Twitter spaces, all of us in the black media. And then now you coming at Marcel, well, the fact he's gay, nigga, we know that. You the one
And that's what I said.
That's the other thing.
Uh-oh. You're starting to go out, brother.
Just was not prepared. He didn't know that much about Marcel. Like we did.
You're going in and out, brother.
You feel me? But he just started talking like, I'm be that candidate. I ain't gonna support LGBT. Well, I thought she was a reparations candidate. So I started getting like Republican.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
That's how they did him last night, by the way. That's how they did him. He was cooking them, and then they just like that sent him down. I don't know if it was the host that did it or Deon did it, but they just sent him down listening, and everybody's like, "Yeah, we gotta go." As soon as they did that, I think he lost like 40. He lost 40 people in the room just like that.
Right.
But it
but what got me was when he was mentioning how that when he was on the ballot said for president. I'm like, the presidential race is not until 2024.
No, but No, he said he ran in 2016, and I think 2020.
He needs to give up that pipe dream then.
No, Nikki, they didn't kick him out. They kicked him down to the listener spot. They didn't kick him out the room, and they wouldn't let him back up, which was stupid as hell. But you know, this is what Voltron said after.
It's okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
Deon Jenkins, you better not let Voltron see you in any rooms, bro. Don't let Voltron see you.
Hey, wait a minute, brother. Hey, did you just pull out the Michael Jordan clip?
Yes, sir.
All that shit talking about Chicago. All that Chicago shit you doing tonight.
That
You gonna pull out the Jordan.
He was born in Brooklyn.
You
born in Brooklyn. Watch your mouth.
He know where to get it from.
I got you, Afro. Hey, he talking about the Midwest. We riding.
He know where the sauce is at.
Listen. Without
Michael, you gonna talk Chicago pizza and pull out Michael Jordan?
Hang on, brother. The biggest thing that come out of the Midwest outside of Michael Jordan was Craig Elo. Watch your mouth.
LeBron James. Michael Jordan.
What?
Michael Jordan.
Who? LeBron. Who?
And then LeBron James.
Who the hell is LeBron James?
I don't know. Maybe the first or second best of all time, depending on what side of the fence you on.
Man, you better get on.
Okay, if I don't go with LeBron, then give me Jordan.
Hang on. We can talk about that at the end. Let's talk about that at the end.
All right, we're gonna get to it. Hey.
But Voltron,
to the point.
Go ahead. Finish up, Voltron.
So basically, I just asked him if he went to the meeting, and he said no. I'm just like, nigga, please. He ain't no reparations candidate. And then I think it was April Showers or Cherie was talking about, well, did you go to any?
Y'all can hear him?
Because I'm from.
He sound kind of far away.
Voltron, you sound kind of you sound like you you sound like you in the barracks right now, bro.
Can you hear me?
Say something.
Can you hear me?
They messing with you, brother. We can barely hear you.
Yeah, barely.
Kid.
Yeah, it's low though, and they kicked him out. Okay. Yeah. Well, as we wait for him to come back, so the dude can't rap. He can't
Give me like 2
legislate.
minutes.
Yes, sir. So he can't rap. He can't legislate. He can't come up with a articulate plan for reparations, and he can't hire a good webmaster to update his website. Why is this man tolerated?
Or make a decent looking fake coin.
Facts.
Right. It just seemed a little clout grifting to me. And so it's like, how people come in and like, well, okay, so I see how y'all getting behind Marcel. So maybe if I kind of make Marcel look bad in front of y'all start following me.
And he's only making himself look bad. Like I said, I never heard of this guy until just right now. Like while we're on this stream, I never heard of him a day in my life. I have no clue who he is. I don't even want to try to figure out who he is. At this point, like as we all have declared that he is an agent of chaos, clearly.
Yes, sir.
Hey, look at the play. Look at the play, though, family. Look at the play. I'm going to say something a lot of people aren't remembering. This is just from a year and a half ago. You remember another fake-ass agent that came around and said he ran for president? Scam Master J.
Yep, Scam Master J.
It's the same fucking play. It's to the point they recycling shit. It's recycle racism. They reaching so bad. They try to bring out the fake I ran for president revolutionary. We G-check that motherfucker. And now they trying to pull out the fake I ran for president politician. We G-checking this motherfucker. It's the same play. This guy's doing the same exact thing. They not even waiting no more. This is what happens when you're on code. They get desperate. On code equals them being desperate, so they pulled out another one. Trick bag.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Voltron, you good?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it sounds the same, but we gonna ride with it. Go ahead.
Well, basically, y'all, that I wasn't even sure what his qualifications were and his validation because that nigga started talking about liquor stores. This is a joke. Is that nigga a joke? He's talking about 40s and meeting people at liquor stores. Candidates don't do that. They come to people's houses. They come to people's houses, y'all. I mean, he's fake. And then, he was talking shit to me online. He got into his feelings and shit like that. So,
Ooh. Wait, wait, outside the room?
Yeah, because we went into a second Twitter space, as a recap. Came into that one. And then I just started cooking them again, It's like, I would have something to say, but I think it was Harry Tubman's pistol space, was the recap space. He kept muting them. He was like, nah.
I heard that. I heard that online with D Tubman.
This is for the community. No, you got to be quiet. So he disrespected literally all of us because I was, I guess he was thinking I was just fucking with him and shit like that, just being an angry black man trope. But I was pissed off because, nigga, you embarrassing us coming from the Bay, strictly from Vallejo, like you claiming you did. And, you're supposed to be a senatorial candidate. That's a worldwide position. You're supposed to be representing us to the fullest. All right? You're supposed to be black. You're supposed to represent black excellence. And you come with some half-ass Mickey Mouse slapstick fucking campaign, last minute, dog ate my homework type campaign. I'm like, nigga, you supposed to be you supposed to be a reparationist? And you ain't been to one fucking reparationist meeting. You ain't even talked with the chairwoman of the California AB 3121 task force, Camila Moore. He ain't even talk with her. He's had a year. They've been doing these meetings for a year, y'all. And he ain't did shit. I'm like, nigga, fuck you. Fuck you. Go be an MC, you John Doe sucker MC. Go do your fucking music. If you ain't serious about being a real politician, fuck you and your fucking buck ass tape, nigga. Fuck your album. I don't give a fuck if you was on Sway. Fuck Sway too, nigga. I don't care if you from Oakland. That nigga fucking entertainer celebrity, bread and circus niggas. Fuck you, fuck him. Get the fuck out of my face. You ain't no real reparationist. He couldn't even name what fucking liquor stores he put his campaign materials at. I said, nigga, give me a street. Cause first, my boy Twizzle from the town too, he had said, "Oh, dog, where you from?" He didn't say nothing about East Oakland, West Oakland, North. We call it East Side Oakland, West Side Oakland, North Side Oakland. That's how it used to be. Gentrified it, so they ain't that shit no more. But he didn't even name no streets, no areas, which area Oakland he was from. He didn't name no blocks because we would have known. Like, are you from the north? Are you from Bushrock? Are you from the east? Where you from? The Swamp, Deep East Oakland, which you 11-5, the Brandon Park. You from Brookfieldville. Where you from, partner? 77. The Dirty 30. That's where I'm from. 35th Avenue all motherfucking days. Middle East Oakland like a motherfucker. Born and raised, partner. I claim I'm third generation from Oakland. My dad's family came from New Orleans, Louisiana. All right, and my mom's family came from Southeast Texas. All right.
Hey, Voltron.
Yes, sir.
Hey, who is in Portland from Brookfield?
Say what?
I said, who's up in here? Who's up in Portland from Brookfield? Damian Lillard. We might have lost
not
him.
Again. All right, let's move on from this because this Deon dude, he started to make me itch. So Torian, you're actually going to be credited with this next subject.
I'm curious.
Folks, the conservatives have done it again. They have stooged themselves off. They have stooged themselves off. They ran their mouth. They're actually trying to find justification in this Uvalde shooting. So Torian and my friend Sarah Gonzalez, she said something else.
Oh God.
But Torian, before we let the panel get to this, I have a very special guest, folks. But let me put the tweet on the screen because I want everybody to get the flavor of it before I bring my guest in. So my guest that I have coming in, folks, he is a big YouTuber. Very big. I've been following this guy for years now. And I appreciate his content. And I appreciate his unwavering opinions. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure of bringing on YouTuber, the Amazing Lucas. Amazing Lucas, how are you, sir?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
How's the panel doing?
Doing good.
I have to just say before we get into this subject, and I want you to kick this subject off, brother. I appreciate your content. I've been following your content since 2018. I appreciate it. It's not every day we get a black content creator that can spit the content that you have, but make it entertaining and make it humorous, but also have a message behind it. So I got to thank you for that.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Now that we got that out of the way, let's let Lucas kick this off. Are you aware of Sarah Gonzalez from Texas? She's a conservative on the Blaze.
She is. I believe I remember seeing her when she was going off when Elon Musk was talking about buying, and she just put out a whole bunch of anti-black racist tweets, like a tirade.
Yes, sir.
I believe that was her.
Yes,
but
sir.
I don't. That's the extent of what I know about her.
Yes, sir. So you're aware of her tweet about black on black crime is a big
whole
problem with
bunch
white
of nonsense.
supremacy.
Yeah.
Well, she stooged herself off again, sir. She said, it's been 5 days since the Uvalde tragedy. Has anyone heard why the teacher propped open the door? And my faith in humanity was restored just a little bit because people banged on her for that. Like asking her, why are you talking? Why is that where you go with this? It sounds like you're blaming the teacher for this. Like the teacher was supposed to know this. So you've seen the tweet, you've heard the tweet. How do you feel about what she said?
Has it been known as far as a teacher propping up a door? I don't get what is she referring from this?
She's saying that he got in because he saw the back door open. That's how he got into the building. But he's saying that one of the teachers propped it up.
Stop it.
Yeah.
You mean upon hearing shots ring out, the teacher propped open the door?
No, she's saying that he propped it open beforehand. And she's trying to figure out why the teacher did that beforehand. And people are like, it might have been a hot day. You know.
Yeah, there's a multitude of reasons. But she's trying to use that to blame the teacher.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think this is par for the course. I mean, we saw. I mean, think about it. We had an actual white supremacist, not like a CNN white supremacist or a Don Lemon saying someone's a white supremacist. An actual certified white supremacist, and we see how they did all the excuses in the excuse book. Mental health. One thing I always say is mental health. Everyone gets to claim mental health except black people.
Mm-hmm.
And even in his 180-page manifesto, which many outlets did even report on some of the stuff in there, he says, hey, I'm of sound mind. This is the reason why I'm doing this. So, I mean, the excuses, they'll come up with anything and everything to justify certain actions or to alleviate accountability from certain groups.
Yeah. But like I said, people were banging on her for at least 2 days about that. But again, you know, that's how the conservatives are nowadays. It's blame everybody else. Let's not blame the person who did the actual thing. There's always got to be some other reason. But I know what this was for her especially. This is her not wanting to blame her community. This is what this is. She does not want to hold her community to account to an accountable status. She probably wanted to hug his mother after she said her statement. But let's get the rest of the fellas on this. How do you feel about what this Sarah Gonzalez tweeted out?
I already gave my take about Sarah Gonzalez a few weeks ago, and so I know why you brought that name up, and that's why I gave the response that I did when you mentioned her name. So I'm not surprised that she said this, and she says things for quote unquote shock value, but nothing that she says is even remotely shocking because she's so predictable. Everything that she puts out there is like, okay, we know what we know you're saying, and you know people are gonna come back at you because you want the attention. Like this is literally attention for her. She's probably cackling like the Joker as she was typing that. I wouldn't be surprised. And she probably was as soon as she put her phone down after she posted that, she's like, I'm just gonna sit back, keep my feet up, and wait for the people to come in and say something.
Yeah.
I can agree. Excuse me. This just reminds me of the type of people that we have in my own city. When there's a police shooting or something, these are the first people laughing. So when you see something like this type of behavior, right now it's the PC people. I'll use that term. Um, they're feeling that superiority coming to an end, and then also just the reality of everybody looking at their ever thinning numbers. Um, these people, every time they get an opportunity to take a stab, anything else that points away from white supremacy, oh man, they're jumping on it because right now white supremacy is the focus of the planet. You got America over here sending billions of dollars over to these Ukrainian Nazis. I mean, so what are they doing here? America is single-handedly funding Nazis over in Europe and then trying to bring them same individuals over here who you got this Buffalo shooter wearing the Azov battalion logo on his chest. So, I mean, what are we really doing here? As I look at this, I just see as the left wing, right wing, dog whistle calls of white supremacy to say, hey, let's start using more distractionary conversation. That's what I see when I see stuff like this.
Yes, sir. Brother Afro.
I don't know if he had to step down right because I know he just turned his camera off.
Okay. Go ahead, Black Alpha.
I agree wholeheartedly with everybody and everything everyone's already said. This is the same situation. We all know she got a battery in her back. You know what I'm saying? She got a battery. She probably ain't got the good ones. She probably got the ones that run out in about 2 days and shit. The cheap dollar store ones. This is what happens when we on code, man. She got them cheap ones. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You can't even change the motherfucking channel with the remote with them. It's the same type of things. They always want to deflect their own issues and they want to project those issues upon us. And people like her, and I wasn't really too familiar with her because I just put her as another troll. But these high stakes trolls, man, because we're in a real serious time right now where certified black society is, on code to a massive degree. And anytime we reach these levels, we already know the drawbacks and the kickbacks are going to come in from the dominant society. And unfortunately for them, none of them have worked. And people like her are just a prime example of it. So there's going to be a lot more. There's going to be a lot of other people who come at us with this nonsensical BS. We're going to continue to do what we always do, which is reject it, get it out the way, swat it, keep on moving and keep on pushing. Because as we get closer to our goals, as we get closer to reparations, as we get closer to the bag, people are going to be coming out of the woodworks. This is why we're dealing with this individual. We were just talking about Scam Master Jay and that other fake politician. And we all probably wake up tomorrow and there'll be about 7 other ones. But every time they pop up, we're going to sit their ass down. That's what we do. That's what we specialize in. And I look at it from a good way. It's people giving us practice on vetting. The more coons and the more drawbacks that they throw at us, it just gives us more practice and more repetitions on how to deal with the outliners and how to deal with the people who are off code. That's how you handle it. So keep throwing them at us. We're going to keep sending them back. And before they know it, they're going to blink and we're going to be even stronger.
Yes, sir. Brother Afro, where's your take on this?
My take is that people like that can't be taken serious. People like that make tweets in bad faith. All of her tweets, from what I've seen, and I don't follow her, are in complete bad faith. for the sole purpose of derailing the conversation, for the sole purpose of, giving empowerment to white supremacists, because they love to hear the talking points coming from her. I've heard her talk about black on black crime. Something interesting is I don't hear anybody turning this situation into a Mexican on Mexican crime. I don't hear anybody doing that. Um, as far as the door that was open, if the door wasn't propped open, he probably would have broke through a window or something like that. So for her to kind of blame the teacher for propping open the door or something, this isn't Area 51. This is an elementary school. I'm pretty sure she didn't expect a deranged killer to come barging through the door. Nobody expects that at an elementary school, especially. So, I can't fault her for that. It's hot. So I can't take that into. I can't take anything she says serious. But the dominant society allows her to get a big platform because she knows that, or the dominant society knows that people like her who says extreme things, and while a lot of what they say don't make any sense at all, they can be used as big distractions, and they can be used to empower people, such as these mass shooters. So they're trying to utilize her, necessarily saying killing two birds with one stone, which is why it's important for us to do what we're doing now and to get ahead of the curve and discredit her. Anything that comes out of her mouth, I'm not going to take any seriously. I'm not going to take with any seriousness whatsoever, just like I'm not going to take anything Candace Owens says with any seriousness whatsoever. They're used as a distraction. She's trying to divert the situation from this being about white supremacy, and I don't want anybody to say he wasn't white, so this isn't white supremacy. This is all about white supremacy. Every mass shooting is about white supremacy. It's all about white supremacy, and here she is trying to sow seeds as if this was some type of conspiracy to get us derailed from the focus that this is about white supremacy.
Yeah. Somebody had it here. All right, my quick thing on this is I think a lot of the conservatives realize that their time is starting to be up with having people listen to them. Now, she's on the Blaze, which means you have to pay to listen to her talk. So I'm sure that people are not paying that subscription fee to hear her. So she uses Twitter to get her thoughts out there, but she forgets that Twitter is not only an echo chamber, but you write something like that, you're going to have a mass hysteria upon your page. People are going to attack you, especially if you're a conservative. They're going to destroy you. You could say the sky is blue today. They're coming for you. They're going to tell you, nah, it's really green. You're just seeing it through your right wing eyes, something like that. But for her not to go after her people and say, listen, y'all can't do this. We have to take accountability. We have to come together as I would even have respected her if she said, let's come together as a community and make sure this doesn't happen again. She didn't even say that. She went right to blaming the teacher and we need more guns. I know that's a very Texas thing to say.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody seen or heard any of these conservatives say or give their condolences to the family members at all? Because all of these pro-gun people, I haven't heard them give any condolences or act empathetic in any way to any of the family members of this mass shooting, or any mass shooting for that matter.
Eddie Winslow from Texas did not. He does it quickly and then gets into defending the police. He says it's an unfortunate situation, but let me tell y'all what happened. Like, Negro, you can't explain that. Don't do it.
I always say after the word but it's bullshit. I said every time there's the after the word but BS follows, and I've yet to be wrong about that.
And for those who, when I said Eddie Winslow from Texas, we're talking about Officer Tatum.
because every time a cop shoots somebody, he has to go defend the cops. So
That's the job, though.
This is,
Everybody knows supremacy. The left and the right, the Republicans and the Democrats, the red and the blue, they have jobs to do. Each one plays a role, and white one is to deflect issues onto other people's plates, and the other is to make excuses. The conservative job is to make excuses. It's mental health, it's this, it's that, it's the teacher, it's black on black crime. That's what the conservatives do. They come out and they immediately say, oh, he was radicalized. They have to excuse a supremacist. The liberal comes in and he likes to take the issue and pivot it away from anti-black racism or supremacy and give it to benefit and uplift and advance everybody else's communities. The situation that happened in Buffalo, somehow they ended up trying to spin that to help everybody except for black people. And then the conservatives come in and they make excuses to take it away from everything except for supremacy. So the liberal and conservative, I call them race brothers. All right. A lot of black folks try to impute and insert themselves in type to their conflicts. In reality, is no place for us. These race brothers, they all grew up in the same household, sat at the same table, they ate the same bland ass mashed potatoes with no seasoning. They came up with this shit, fucked their brain up, and they make excuses together. While black folks think these people are at arms and they hate each other. This is like wrestling, man. This shit like the WWE. In front of that camera, these motherfuckers is fighting each other and shit. Backstage, they high fiving and going out to dinner at night. And they both play two roles. One is to excuse supremacy, and the other is to deflect supremacy. The liberals will immediately follow in and take any issue that affects us. And next thing you know, every other group will be eating off it. Like that damn boy band was at the White House today. You understand what I'm saying?
We're going to get into that.
I'm just throwing that in. I'm going to jump off. But they come at us and they take issues that affected us for 400, 500 plus years, and everyone else gets the benefits of it. That's why our reparations ends up on someone else's plate. Our anti-hate crime bills end up on someone else's plate. That's the liberal's job. He is to take what happens to us and give it to someone else. And then the conservative is to come in and make excuses by any means necessary. It doesn't really matter if you think about it. Their excuses can be outlandish. I mean, think about some of the shit they say. They'll tell you didn't see what you just saw. They'll tell you anything they want to say. Candace Owens makes the biggest, just unnecessary lies, but they don't care because they're shameless. They have no spine and no backbone. So black people have to understand the liberal and the conservative, they work together as the excuser and as the deflector.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that Black Alpha, it's very interesting that Black Alpha had mentioned that about the Buffalo shooter, because last I checked, the victims were black, but the administration made sure to create a new anti-Semitic hate crime thing around the Jewish community just because he mentioned the Jewish community in the manifesto. Just because they mentioned them. Nothing happened to him in the shooting because they were no casualties for them. But just because he mentioned them, they made sure to say, oh, we're going to do this for them. And they had a very high vote for them to get it. It was pretty much almost unanimous.
I believe there's only one person who said no.
Hang on.
It was one person that said no.
There's only one, which is basically, like you said, brother, that's unanimous in my book.
Yeah, I think it was like 420 to 1.
Yeah,
so it was almost a landslide vote.
Yeah. Somebody just jumped in. Hold on one
second.
Yeah,
no, I wanted to very briefly add on to what our brother Torian was saying. This is why it is very, very important for us to cancel out all inclusive terms. It is important for us to stop using terms like people of color, minority, black and brown, disenfranchised people, anything that's not very specific, because I noticed that, and I said it as soon as I could. I was out of town when the Buffalo thing happened. The second I got back in town, I'm like, they're pivoting from the blackness. They're all lives mattering the conversation. And if we allow them to people of color the conversation, all of the benefits from the people of color is going to go to non-black people. The second we allow a non-black group to act as if they're just as aggrieved as we are, they get all of the protection. They get all of the rewards. And I'm glad that today we're focusing in this era. We're comparing the differences between how we're treated and how other groups of people are treated. When I was growing up, things that were told to me is, oh, let's not victim was let's not the term is like compete. let's not do the oppression Olympics. That's the term. Let's not do the
Oppression,
oppression
yeah.
Olympics. Let's
Oppression
not do the
Olympics.
oppression Olympics. And the reason why they don't want us to do that is because once we compare the grievance that we go through, we compare the things that are being done. That's what they don't want us to do. They don't want us to compare the things that are done for these Asians and these Jewish communities and these other communities as far as us. Black people, specifically Foundation Black Americans, even though he would have killed any black person he saw, but he went out to hunt black people. He went out on a black people hunt, and next thing you know, you got benefits being given to the the Jewish community. And this is why it's important for us to distinguish between the people of color thing and the minority thing, because we don't want people to go all like, well, technically they're a minority, so we did do something to protect minorities. They've been getting away with that for the longest time. They've been getting away with that for the longest time. Now, when something happens to, and I gotta say this, because when something happens to the Jewish community, or when something happens to the Asian community, they don't ever tie black people into it. There's never okay, well, we got to do something for black people and Asians. No, black people are not a part of that conversation at all. Period. Anything that happens to anybody else, black people, y'all in the back of the line. When something happens to black people, next thing you know, they're crowbarring some other group somehow into our conversation. So that's why it's very important for us to get, well, the people of color, the black and brown, the minority, all that stuff out of our vocabulary. We have to get that out of our vocabulary. I just wanted to piggyback off of what our brother Torian said.
Hey, Lucas, you want to end this off before we go to the next topic?
No, yeah, I agree with everything that's been said thus far. 100% with the POC, they use that to dilute as far as anti-black issues within the media. When it comes to excuses, they work hand in hand together to avoid and deflect, as Black Alpha Network said. One thing I may disagree with is as far as taking these people seriously. I know we may not take them seriously, but the problem is, as far as there are people out there, weak-minded individuals that do take them seriously. And given as far as what happened on January 6th and other issues, that can lead to potential conflicts that have been unanticipated by us. So I think we need to, in addition, as far as to target these individuals and let them know as far as what they're saying is absolutely erroneous and just basically false. That is actually just racism guised as intelligence, because there are people, and the thing is, the voting block of those people do listen to these individuals. That's why they're propped up. That's why the media is so important. That's why, when it comes to television shows, TVs, movies, people believe what they see. And if it's uncontested, that's the biggest issue. So the issue is not necessarily the nonsense and the drivel that's being spread. The issue of it is it going uncontested. Because if it goes uncontested, no one's told you anything differently, well, then many of these people are going to be led to believe false and erroneous things. And that's how the harm and the detriment comes. And it solidifies itself over time, is that it's uncontested. So, and that's, the contesting that's happened by the Democrats in and of itself is in action. It's nothing but words, which allows, as far as the Republicans, to repeat the vicious cycle. So that's why that's the only thing that I'd probably maybe would differ to a certain extent, because these people are paid propagandists.
Yeah.
I would also like to piggyback on something he just said, because that actually just triggered something else that just popped up into my head. You have now a lot of these PC individuals that are buying heavily into that great replacement theory. They're buying heavy into that now, even though that great replacement theory has been talked about years ago, but now it's like revved back up. And one thing I've noticed, and I don't know if y'all paid attention to it, whenever something like what happened in Buffalo occurred, there's one name that always gets attached to every time something like that happens, and that's Tucker Carlson. Every single time. Every time there's some kind of racial mass shooting that happens, like what happened in Buffalo, they had Buffalo shooting, and underneath in blue text that you could click on the name was Tucker Carlson, because he peddles that kind of stuff on his platform every single day. He doesn't come right out and say it. He says it in a way that's almost like a mantra, almost like it puts them under a spell. And they literally fall for it, and they literally like buy into it, and they eat it up. And that's why I said, I don't know if y'all watched Professor Black Truth's Moment of Truth today. He was saying, why does Young Thug have RICO charges against him and not Tucker Carlson? And I said, it's like we're sharing the same brain, because I said the same thing on Twitter. I said Tucker Carlson definitely should have some RICO charges brought up against him just for inciting, because while he may not come right out and say it, a lot of the stuff that a lot of the people fall for and believe, it comes like, it's like literally like listening right to him. Like a lot of that stuff literally comes like almost out of his pores every single day. And then of course, you know, he always like to look like, of course, he likes to always look like he's a deer caught in the headlights every time. Like he literally has like only two faces.
But to quote the late Paul Mooney, he has the complexion for the protection. But but I think that's gonna be it for me right now. I have to do a stream my own. But I appreciate the invite, and you know, if you ever have another panel, by all means, let me know.
Yes, sir.
Happy to join.
Yeah, I'm gonna
take care and stay safe.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for coming.
You too.
All right, y'all. All right, brother.
I know you want to move on to the next. Can I just piggyback?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Said real quick.
Yes,
I watched Professor Black's Truth's Moment of Truth this morning. I do it every morning. I mean, if you're not watching Professor Black Truth, what you're doing with your life. But I'm gonna say this though. A few days ago, for whatever reason, I googled Minister Louis Farrakhan just on Google, just his name, and read the first thing, and they listed him as a black supremacist. They called him a black supremacist, and then I'm like, okay, well, if Louis Farrakhan is a black supremacist, let me list up people like Tucker Carlson. They don't list Tucker Carlson as a white supremacist. They're not listing Ben Shapiro as a white supremacist. They're not all of these other people who peddle actual white supremacist talking points. They don't list them down. And Tucker Carlson, especially, because a lot of the things he says is directly linked to what they say. Most of the people who do these mass shootings follow him. I have to go real quick. I have a very important business call. Hold on.
Okay. Cool. I'm not
Hey, let me jump in,
jokes.
kid.
I'm not gonna make no jokes on that, 'cause I know what that business means, bro. We'll leave him alone. I'm just playing.
Hey, let me piggyback on a couple items that I just heard. One is it's great. You see the contradiction and you see the two-sided story. Where if you notice the last few days on Twitter, they were calling those police, and I can't pronounce the name that happened down in Texas. Something was trending, calling them cowards. Okay, they said they're cowards, and that was trending. It was the number one trending thing.
Yeah.
Just about an hour ago, "Stop Resisting" was trending, and they were making mockery of these police officers, saying how bad these police officers were. Now it's funny when these things occur to us. We've been telling the whole world about the police for years, and no one says any damn thing. They tell us, don't run, you shouldn't have a problem, da 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 da. As soon as the dominant society or a minion of the dominant society feels affected by the same strife that occurs to us on a consistent basis, they start saying the same things that we've been saying, but they grant us no credence or no credit when we do the same. This is what happens. They take our talking points, they take our pain and our suffering, and they have no type of compassion for it when it occurs to us. But when it occurs to them, they literally will take our same language and dialogue and then use it. I always say America has no problem with violence as long as they feel it's happening with black people. They have no problem with supremacy unless they get called a supremacist. You got people running around all day long practicing supremacy, and they have no problem being a supremacist. They only have a problem when you call them out on it. This is what happens. And to Tucker Carlson, if you notice for him, he's the last guy standing over there at Fox News. A lot of that, Me Too movement shit got a lot of them swept up. And I think the owner, I think he passed, if I'm not mistaken. The guy, he out of there. What's the guy's name? Bill O'Reilly got fired a couple years ago. He was their main talking head.
Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah. He got up out of there.
Let's sell it like it is. That man was beating his wife. I mean, it is
what
it is.
Straight up. Hey, way back. I remember when Cameron got on his ass about 15 years ago when Cam got him. He was getting mad at Cam. This is what happened over there. So they were breeding a new supremacist talking head over there in Fox News, and now he's the main thing. But I always tell people, be very cautious of the supremacist sacrifice, because you'll start seeing people throw a lot of this on the Tucker. And he is obviously clearly a supremacist. But I don't like taking 60, 70 million of their community and saying, well, this guy right here, we get rid of this guy, it's over. This is what they did with Derek Chauvin. Derek Chauvin somehow became the representation of all these other race soldiers. That's why Ben Crump and them were tap dancing, saying we got one. The dominant society doesn't mind throwing one under the bus to save the other millions.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir.
Although I will say this, last year they was getting ate up in them courtrooms. I mean, you had Derek Chauvin.
Amber Geiger lost her appeal.
She need to just stop appealing. They're not giving it to her. They like just serve your little measly 10
your
years
little
and
10
be done
years,
with it.
and you'll be out.
Done with
Exactly.
Then you had the McMichaels.
The
They got a life sentence without parole. That other one that was with them, he almost got a life. It might as well be a life sentence. Then you had
one
the other
cop
chick,
with Breonna Taylor.
Kim Potter, who killed Dante Wright. So literally last year, that's why I said 2021 was very interesting when it came to those kind of cases, because that was the first time in a long time we ever saw a string of white supremacists get guilty across the board, consecutively. That never happens. And all in 1 year, that never happens.
Yes, sir.
And think about it, it happened the same time that this new B1 era was ushered in. It all comes back to gentlemen like ourselves and, gentlemen like Professor Black and Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed. It all comes back to us. As soon as the B1 era comes in, and we really have changed the game, and I speak about it all the time on my Black Alpha YouTube channel. I always tell people, we have changed the game, and if you cannot see the domino effect just of us being on code, self-identifying, pulling paperwork, G-checking, running them off the block, it has literally, sent a shockwave through the whole country. So I grant the credit for a lot of that to the black grassroots, the average, everyday proletarian, working class black person who's about that life and truly is certified black. Soon as we come about and we get out, all the bootlickers and all the coons of yesteryear, soon as we get rid of them, now you start to see the change and we start facilitating a new era. So I always tell people all the time, it's going to be real, it's going to be rough, and we're going to put in a lot of work. But we need to also celebrate the accomplishments that we are making. And, how many stories have you brothers? I've been subscribed to all of you guys, and I've seen you guys break stories that no one else is breaking. Brothers, that you pointed out the other day that Joe Biden subscribed to replacement theory. I was watching live. I played it back in the morning when I woke up. I saw that.
Yes,
and everybody on this panel, you guys are the news. So when we come in and we get bigger and we get stronger, that's why when I tweeted out this, this mashup today, I said this is a new black media blitz, and it's the media, it's the people, and it's everybody underneath, and we're really making change. And this is why you see these supremacists taking these L's, is because we're on code and the certified black energy is permeating throughout society.
Yes, sir. All right.
Yes,
them jokers up in Swirl City did it. Sorry, Torian, I got to do it. The K-pop invasion hit 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Yes, it did, folks.
Yeah.
Biden and them did it. The homie Ice Cube cannot get the Zoom link, but these Negroes got security clearance. They're not Negroes, but I'm just gonna say, if I say ninja, that's racist, and then they come for me. Okay, these ninjas, these real ninjas, they got security clearance. They got the Mommy Jean-Pierre, the griot queen. They got her.
Going to stud part thanks to Professor Blackshoe.
Yes, Stud Pierre.
But then he changed it. But then one day he changed it to Stank. No, Skank. I was looking for the stud part, but when he said Skank, I bust out laughing because I wasn't expecting that.
Stud Pierre, you know her, the griot queen, who couldn't be bothered to go down to Texas to go check after her lineage. But since she's had this job for 2 weeks, folks, she's had 2 mass shootings. The reporter's banging on her, which if y'all listen to the podcast, I told y'all they'll never let a black woman be the face of the nation, because the white media does not want to have a black woman answer questions, because the second she starts getting them hard questions, that sass is going to come out and they not going to like it. And it's already happened. But she got the buck dancing. Ladies and gentlemen, she was a heterosexual today, folks. Yes, she was. Folk, Tabernacle. Biden and them invited K-pop sensation BTS to the White House to discuss anti-Asian hate. They are a year too late. This would have been effective last year. This is not effective now. I'm sorry, folks, but this is not the wave. This is not the wave. These young men travel the world, make millions of dollars, trying to do what Michael Jackson and them did. That's right, I'm taking shots tonight. But you bring them there to talk about anti-Asian hate. Interesting. You could have brought up Andrew Yang, who could talk political and business. Didn't do that. Okay. Let's see. I might have slightly respected you if you'd brought up Simi Lu and Aquafina from Shang-Chi. I might have minusculely respected that. You brought my daughter just fell off the couch. Are you okay? Up? I'm sorry, folks. She just fell off the couch. Are you okay? Go to your mama.
I can hear that.
That's what she gets for trying to stand on her head.
Oh.
Shout out to the half FBA. Shout out to them. Take a lick and keep on moving. But anyway, back to what I was saying. How is BTS the representation of AAPI? I need to know this.
This was a photo op, and this was a.
They look like Super Sentai,
and it looked like a publicity stunt. And I had said in Tariq's comment section, because he did a space talking about this right before, maybe a good hour or two before you went live with this. I said it's interesting that they brought them there to talk about anti-Asian hate, but I bet you not one time in their little discussion did they bring up what happened in that time when East Church 2 weeks ago, right after Buffalo. You know, that Asian on Asian crime, when that Chinese man went in and did what he did. Oh, I ain't forget about that. Or better yet, let's go and jump to something more recently about that Asian man that was about to violate that woman on the train, that they tried to make it seem like black men was attacking him in quote unquote anti-Asian hate, and tried to spin on that. And that just happened, yesterday or 2 days ago? That was this week. That was this week. Like, the video literally was floating everywhere on Twitter. I think it got like over 1 million views. So you can't say they didn't see it, but they didn't bring that up. But they meant, I'm gonna be honest, I think they did this because quote unquote anti-Asian hate is losing steam. They got a bill behind it and everything like that, but it's losing steam as far as being put out there like it was when they first put it out there. What was it, like last year when they first launched the bill? So now, in order to try to bring new life back into it, like bring it back, out of its comatose state, let's go and give one of the biggest K-pop bands on the planet to come to the White House and speak about anti-Asian hate. And I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I bet many of their fans who are non-Asian don't even care about this. They probably don't even know that this happened. They don't care. A lot of them don't really care about that.
Unless they're on their Twitter. I'm sure they put it up on their Twitter page.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, it's from all their Instagram for sure, or TikTok, or any social media platform that they have. But it's like, this probably won't even phase many of their fans who are non-Asian in a week. It'll be on to something else. And for them, they probably saw this as a publicity move too. Like, hey, you know what? Maybe we can get some more fans this way. Some more Asian fans that we didn't have already, and go there to the White House, one of the most political places in the world, and, get people to come and, watch us. We might get ticket sales out of this. We can go on tour. Listen, they are going to use this in order to push this.
Do you see that?
I'm back.
The fist?
Do you see that?
Oh, the fist, yeah.
Man.
Oh, I definitely got a lot to say.
Man.
All right, I'm done. Well, I'm done saying what I gotta say.
Man. First off, I think this nips in the bud the excuse that, oh, well, black people were only 12 to 13% of the population. Black people were only 12 to 13%. That's why you guys are always ignored, because you make up such a small percentage of the population, because you're just too small to be important. So that's why we're ignoring you all the time. And Asians make up a smaller fraction of the population than we do, and yet you see them getting um triple the amount of attention and triple the amount of concern that black people, specifically foundational black Americans, get. So I think this is this picture right here nips in the bud. It stamps. It puts the nail in the coffin of it's the numbers game, because they play that as an excuse when it comes to black people, but when it comes to anybody else, then oh well, we got to focus on them. But black people, it's the numbers thing. Okay, so I that definitely nips that in the bud. I feel like Biden, because Biden has been trying to do this, he's been trying to create this Frankenstein monster of the voting population, where he's picking from here and here and here and here and trying to get this big voter salad together of a bunch of different ethnic groups of people, because he needs them, because he realizes he's losing his base, which is the black population. He realizes that black people are turning on him or turning away from him, and he's like, okay, well, I need to get everybody else. I need to appeal to everybody else, which is why you haven't heard Biden speak really that bad about a lot of the conservative issues, because he's trying to kind of appeal to the moderates as well too, and now he's trying to appeal to the Asians for whatever reason, because they don't make up a large voting population. I mean, they're a powerful buffer class, but they don't make up a large voting population. But I know a lot of other panelists want to get in on this. I just got to say, this nips in the population excuse. Anytime they talk about well, it's the numbers, it's the population. You can point to the Asians and say, well, they make up not even half of what black people make up, and they get 3 times as much more attention and concern than black people do.
Can't argue that point.
At all. At all. I guess I could go next. Um, for me, when I see this type of thing, I've been seeing back in like 2000, between I guess around 2016, here in my city, seeing a whole bunch of Koreans and these random Asian groups coming over here taking tours like they were going to be moving here. And now the rest is kind of history, because you see the the heightened emergence of Asian businesses and business parks popping up. They have complete enclaves here in this city, so clearly they need to do that. I don't know what kind of backdoor business deal that this government has done with Korea, but it seems to be, from what I've seen, like our Chamber of Commerce seems to be doing business with the government in some kind of way that we're unaware of. But I've seen the evidence turning up in my city. And I'm sure y'all probably are noticing where y'all at respectively as well. So when I see this type of thing, it just looks like a smoothing over of, like, say, for instance, if you're doing business with somebody and you need to guarantee that black folks are going to remain the underclass for them to be successful, this kind of feels like that to me. You feel what I'm saying? So here, let's reaffirm to them, hey, our agreement to keep these Negroes on the bottom. We all good. K-pop. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm getting this. Like, there's something a little deeper.
Well, for those who want to know, in 2009 we did $8.4 billion worth of business with the South Koreans. Right now, they just gave they let down in Texas Samsung factory is going to get about $27 million grant from Texas and $250 million over 15 years in tax incentives. So there's money to be had for the Koreans over here. 2019, I think they did record business over here. I think it was over 10 billion. So there's a vested interest. But I told y'all down here that Stacey Abrams is the reason for all this. Her delivering the AAPI to Biden, him getting the election, and now he has to kiss their ass for the next 4 years. There is your replacement vote, black people. It is the AAPI. By the way, just back on the last subject. So I checked the GoFundMe's for both Buffalo and Uvalde. Buffalo right now is at $2.34 million. Uvalde is about to hit its threshold of $6 million. They're at almost 5.5, including $50,000 donations, at least 4 of them.
I guarantee you that Buffalo donation is probably, 70, 80% black people.
You would be, yes, but guess who made the biggest donation?
Who's that?
The supermarket. They dropped $500,000. So take that out of the equation. You only got about $1.7 million.
So yeah, that's why they say numbers can be deceiving. You have that percentage is made up of a major lump sum, and then probably collectively a bunch of black folks. Where if you look at the Texas situation, it's lump sums across the board of everybody who's probably non-black,
and possibly white liberals,
Yeah, you know that, and some coons as well. But you can look at the demographics within their donations, and it's spread across the country. And us is pretty much black folks in one big lump sum.
Yep. Like I'm looking at some of these donations, it's like 200, 100, whatever. But then the other one, I saw 50,000, 21.5, 10,000. And I'm like, damn. But
keep in mind, like I said, keep in mind like it was mentioned before. I don't know if it was anyone on this panel or whoever, that when what happened down in Texas occurred, Biden ordered the flags to be lowered at half mast. But
yes,
that did not happen for those in Buffalo. So the 3/5 compromise that was written all them years ago is still very much in effect. They say it's not on the books. Thing is, it doesn't even have to be on the books. It's up here. Mentally, it's up here. It's there, and it clearly shows you right there, right then and there, what it is.
Yeah. But somebody mentioned Frankenstein, right? Somebody mentioned Frankenstein. There y'all go.
Yeah, I mentioned the Frankenstein monster voting block that Biden is trying to accomplish. I'm gonna say Biden is doing that because he wants to appeal, because he knows for a fact he's not going to do anything tangible for black people. It pains his soul too much to do that, but he can't say no because he has the loyalty of the Biden sexuals, so he can't blatantly say he's not gonna do it. I mean, he kind of he kind of has, but he's just gonna give black people empty promises. He's not gonna do anything for black people, but he knows that black people as a collective are not really supporting Biden like that. So he's trying to get as many other people together, this collaboration of people together, because he knows Trump has a very strong, very loyal base of people. Biden does not have that. Biden doesn't have that. His people are supposed to be black people, but black people didn't turn out the way they were supposed to according to the Democrats. If you guys remember, when the votes were still being tallied during the election a couple years ago, initially the news reporters, and I was watching it live, initially the news reporters were saying, why didn't black people show up? Why didn't black people vote? Why was the black vote not present in this election? Initially, they were saying that there were not a lot of black people. Then all of a sudden, a flood of black votes just came in and won Biden the election, according to what they said. But initially, they were saying Biden is going to lose because the black vote wasn't there for him. So he knows he needs the black vote. He knows next time, if he plans on running again, he's not going to get it. He knows he's not going to get it. So he figures that, okay, in order for me to have a chance of getting something else, let me appeal to these other groups of people, which is why he's going above and beyond to save Ukraine, because he's like, okay, well, I bring some of them here, maybe they can vote. The Ukrainian citizens that are already here, they're going to be on my side. Other European countries, they're going to be on my side. He's going above and beyond for these other non-black groups because he wants them to kind of come in and fill in where black people were supposed to be.
Crime Bill 2.0 is coming, folks. I did a video on that. Crime Bill 2.0 is coming. That is how Biden is going to galvanize the white conservatives to his side. The white conservatives are going to turn on the black conservatives in 2024. You can bookmark the time and the date I said this. 2024, the white conservatives are going to turn on the black conservatives. Biden is going to introduce Crime Bill 2.0, and that's how he's going to win re-election, unless the Republicans have a strong enough candidate that breaks that down and fractures that. To what Brother Afro just said, he knows the black vote is gone. That's why he's hoping to God Stacey wins down here in Atlanta. She don't win in Atlanta, AAPI vote is gone. They're not voting for Biden. They're not coming back out in the national elections. They spent 2 years getting what they needed. They got the bag. They're trying to go for these seats now. Stacey loses, they're not in the Golden Dome anymore. They're going to be mad. They're going to sit out 2024. So you're going to lose maybe, conservatively, maybe 3% of your voting base. You can't go back to the Hispanics because the Hispanics are going to ride with the conservatives, especially down in Florida and Texas. And possibly California, but we know California going to go blue anyway. Crime Bill 2.0 is coming. He has to demonize black people. I'm going to warn y'all now. Y'all know he's doing it already. He's going to demonize us further. Chicago's going to become a running gag for him. He's going to threaten the National Guard up in Chicago like Trump did in 2017. I promise you. I give it another 4 young people getting killed, and I'm talking about under the age of 10. Chicago's going to be the testing ground for that. Don't let a tourist get killed in New York this summer. That's going to be a testing ground. God forbid there's another mass shooting. If that happens somewhere like D.C., D.C. is going to be your testing ground. I need black people to wake up. Especially you niggas down here in Atlanta. Y'all niggas party too much. I'm trying to warn y'all. You have 6 months, 5 months. Y'all put Stacey in there, we're done. I've said this many times. I need y'all to really understand what I'm saying. You put Stacey in the Gold Dome as governor, the AAPI are going to come up from the south and from the east, over there in Chamblee by Dunwoody, where Chinatown is. And they are going to attack Atlanta. You're going to have a black governor with a mostly AAPI city council. How does that look for this city? How does that look? While you Negroes over here doing this. That's how you niggas are gonna look on election day. Y'all put her in, thinking, oh yes, we finally got a black governor, and she's gonna bring us back to the promised land. She's going to throw your ass down in South Georgia with the white boys. It's going to be deliverance. They're already predicting a housing crash next year. It's on the way. She needs Atlanta to crash and black people gone, so she can bring the transplants over, because they're not going to go to New York. New York's dead. DC and the DMV area is saturated as hell. They're not going there no more. Atlanta is the last place they can go. She needs that white money. She don't like black money. We've already seen this. She already went on 85 South and lied. She went on the national media, lied. She got black people whipped up in a frenzy, and the black vote did not come outside. She had to go get them Asians. Biden gets in, Asians get everything. We get symbolic victories. I need you Negroes to wake up. If you really care about B1 and the black agenda, please do not get her in. This is our last area of defense. If this goes, where we gonna go? Y'all better go find an RV lot, find out how much it costs, get with your mans or your females, and we might have to be doing remote satellite operations with the big ass satellite dish on top, trying to get the message out, because you Negroes don't listen. I don't know how many times I got to say this. And then when it happens, y'all gonna be sitting there with the dumbass look. Oh, Professor Black Truth, how you gonna get us out of this? Come on, Jason, give me a good word. Tariq, come out. Put out another film so we can get a blueprint. No. We're here right now, May 31st at 10 o'clock at night, telling you, wake up. Go do some research. While y'all sitting out in the pool or your food being cooked on the grill, open your phone. Google some shit. Y'all saw us vet Marcel. We put in the groundwork. We did the research. Do the same thing with your politicians. You can't wait for us to tell you how to move. We can offer advice. We can offer you where to go. It's incumbent on you to figure out how you're going to operate and how your family going to live. And if y'all want to party all day, cool. Let us know. We push you to the side. We need to make sure the people that want this and want black empowerment, they come forward. You niggas want to follow B. Simone dissing MLK and all these other idiots, these agents running around, cool. Stay with them. Get away from us, please. Because Stacey is going to get us killed. Politically, socially, and economically. I'm telling you this. Please. Georgia, please do not go fully off code. Please. We've lost Chicago. I don't care. You could say we got the West and the South. Chicago's done. The black mayor obviously does not care. Because if she cared, as soon as Abbott said what he said, she should have been on Twitter saying, you need to shut the fuck up. She didn't do that. She was quiet. New York, I done told you it's done. You know y'all can't go to Boston. You can't go to the DMV. Hopefully Marcel wins and starts changing the 6th district in South Carolina, but that's going to take years to rebuild. And you know we don't got Charleston. You know this. Tennessee's a no-go. Texas, enough said. Arizona, enough said. California is dead. The whole West Coast is dead. I need y'all niggas to wake up. I can't keep saying this because I know what's going to happen in November. You niggas are going to hear all this, bypass it. Stacey's going to say something real nice to you. You're going to fall for it, vote for her, and then the shit just goes to hell. While everybody else is getting tangibles, we're getting a swift kick in the ass. And then you're going to be like, what happened? No. Wake up, please. That's all I got to say.
Hey, let me chime in, brother. I'm going to ride that wave that you were just speaking. If you observe it, we're in conservative places. We have them obviously against us. And then in liberal spots, they're obviously against us. But we got to remember, Joe Biden is an alt-left. Okay, we hear about the alt-right. He's the alt-left. A lot of people just glossed over the fact that a lot of open supremacists said that they was voting for Joe Biden. Richard Spencer is one of them. And people try to pass it off and say, oh, he's just saying that so he could score political points. No, I said, fuck that. I think he really means he supported Joe Biden. Joe Biden is completely anti-black and has been that way for years. So when Richard Spencer, he was voting for him, a lot of racist people. I stay down here by Savannah, and I know I see a lot of Joe Biden signs from some redneck anti-black people. It ain't just the liberals in California. He has a lot of racist folks that supported him from the other side. When Barack Obama got elected, he literally changed the whole format of the voting block in this country. A lot of people that had been voting Democrat for years, they flipped over and started voting for Trump and Republicans. And then when Joe Biden came back and he was talking that same anti-black shit, he never changed. We've all said it. He never even acted. This is the same motherfucker who said, you ain't black, to hell with y'all. The great Negro told somebody, come here, boy. It's the same thing. He flipped over a lot of people who voted for Trump. He had a lot of Trump supporters. Joe Biden did. I seen him down in the South. He had a lot of them. And so the crime bill 2.0 is coming, and it's really already turning. These wheels is already in motion. He surrounded himself with a lot of people. Kamala Harris is a cop Allah. He surrounded himself with Ketanji Jackson, a Supreme Court lady. So he's got the courts. He's got the vice president, who's a cop. They all loaded up, ready to go. Ready. So the best thing for us is to do is, in a lot of ways, man, it truly comes down to certified black society, be ones. We're going to be the only ones who can combat that, who can rebuttal that. We got to be like Floyd Mayweather. We got to start being counterpunchers. You know what I'm saying? We can be like, Deontay Wilder and lead and throw the first heavy right hand, but we also need a counter back too, because it's going to be a lot of nonsense that comes our way. But trust and believe that crime bill, to your point, kid, because I know you've been kicking that and harping on that for quite some time. That crime bill 2.0 is coming. And there's another aspect that you guys were talking about, the voter blocks and how they're trying to change it. I talked about this yesterday on my podcast. You guys see a lot of these immigrants now telling us to go back to Africa. You see who's sending those people out? Those are liberals who are sending them out. Those are liberals. Roland Martin sitting there saying it. Go back to Africa, y'all. They want FBA gone because we are the only thorn in their side. We're the only white supremacist defiant people on the planet Earth. And they want to not just get us, out of the voter way, because like Brother Afro was saying, we've already called them out. So now they're saying, let's just get these folks to go back to Africa. Let's get them out of here and we'll bring in a bunch of immigrants. So they want to have a voter block of non-Americans, immigrants. That's why Joe Biden's giving reparations left and right. He's just reaching in his pocket and handing out money at this point. The Ukrainians, the people separated at the border, the Afghan refugees, they are all on their third installment of reparations, because it starts off as a headline news and they get the reparations. And then if you follow it for a couple months, you'll start seeing in the back end of these papers, he's giving them extra reparations. They're 3 or 4 installments of this shit. So like you guys were saying, he wants to have a voter block full of non-Americans, of immigrants, to replace black people. They're going to try to reach and find different people from different areas so they can replace foundational black Americans. And at the same time, they're going to try to get foundational black Americans to leave. So us saying foundational black Americans, staying on code, representing where we're from and really taking part in all this has them scared. They shook right now. It's like dice in Vegas. All right, we shooting them 3 at a time. And we got them real messed up. That's dice, it is. We're shooting dice 3 at a time. That's about it. But we got them all shook right now, and they don't really know what to do. So this is why they're trying to replace us. And Joe Biden said that y'all gonna have to start working with the Latinos. He came out and said that thing. This was him. A lot of people also have to understand is that when you start dealing with the dominant society and the Asian community, they're very similar to the Republicans and Democrats. Okay, a lot of times they make business deals when it comes to anti-blackness. They won't agree with anything in the world. But when it comes to anti-blackness, you don't like black folk, I don't like black folk. Let's make a deal to where we can get them. I call that tag team racism. Okay, it's this group and this group, shake hands, team up, and go together. So this is what's happening in a lot of cases with the Asian community. Remember, the dominant society subsidized the Koreans to take over the nail salons and the hair salons in America. That didn't just happen because they came over here with a boatload of money. That was an actual political achievement that they pursued, and they actually got it done. So this is the same thing going on to what Brother Zilla was saying, what's going out there on the West Coast. You're starting to see them making these deals, a lot of commerce and stuff like that. It's because they're all tied in to anti-black supremacy. They're all tied into, and I like to say, this is my new shit, I like to tell everybody, you have anti-black racism, then you have anti-foundational black American racism. Okay, and that's a different ball game itself. So a lot of these groups are tag teaming, they're teaming up just so they can come at us. This is why when you look right now, man, it's like us against the world, the FBA against the world, right here in this country. It's us versus 10, 12 motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But I guess we're gonna take them all down. But it all comes down to us. It's all about FBA, B1 Certified Black Society. We're gonna be the only ones to combat that. As to what you were saying, brother Kid, what we got to do to hold it down. We got to stand right here, like brother Voltron said, man. This lineage right here in the USA ain't no tether, ain't going nowhere. B1 to the fullest. Shout out to Voltron. That's what we got to do. We got to empower ourselves with our own self pride and know that the fight's coming, but not just be like them old folks. It's gonna be a long fight, y'all, and we gonna have to stand together. Fuck that. It's gonna be a long fight, and we gonna win by knockout.
You mean like old boy on Saturday?
Javante Tank Davis, baby. We're gonna have them motherfuckers like Rolly. They're gonna be rolling all on the goddamn ground, man. They're gonna have to get carried out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna Javante Tank Davis say ass. Trust and believe, man. Trust and believe. You can always find an analogy when it comes to that ring. Okay, life is like boxing. You could always find one in that ring, man. So we got to come with that left hook, right hook, uppercut, whatever the fuck it is, and we just got to start laying them flat, man. Because it's a real struggle. And like I said, when you're in an anti-black race war, man, you got to have soldiers. And I got to say something, man. I got to salute Zilla because we had a, and I want to tell you this, Zilla, we had a mashup that you did, and you guys remember because you brothers was on it. And every single thing that we spoke about that day, it was on a Friday the 13th, as a matter of fact. We said every single thing. We woke up the next day in Buffalo happened. So this is what I'm talking about. We are ahead of the curve and we're predicting things. And the ability to foresee and to predict is the greatest asset that you can have in war. And we did that. All of us brothers were sitting here, brother Voltron, all you brothers right here. We spoke about everything on Zilla's panel. We woke up the next day, less than 24 hours, and it proved every point that we made. So we just keep pushing and keep doing that right there. Keep predicting, keep calling out things before they happen. And as long as you can do that, you'll be in front of the curve and you can ride that wave, man, and we'll be all solid.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I apologize if you were about to move on to the next subject. I just wanted to piggyback off of what you were saying about the politicians. I know someone who is running for office currently. I've talked to her. She's actually been on my channel before. We haven't talked about anything political, but we've been on. She's been on my channel. We've talked about black businesses and everything, and she seems like she's on kind of like a pro-black, and if we can use that term. That's not pro-black, is not really a term I use frequently, but she seems like that. So when I ran, she's running for, I think, like a representative in Cook County, which is a county here. So I was like, do you want to come on my channel for an interview? Left me on red. I said, fine. I feel no way about it. I'm not this big dude who I'm going to take everything personal. But if you don't want to be interviewed by the grassroots, by B1 Society, I can't condone you just because I know you personally. And that's something that we have to, as B1 Society, we have to move on. I'm not going to condone or give a pass to anybody because I know them personally. There's a lot of people, I know her personally. I've done business with her. I've had conversation with her on the phone. Everything. We have a good relationship even still. That doesn't mean I'm going to support your campaign unless I see my agenda being pushed on your campaign. It's the agenda first. It's the black agenda first. It's not about if I know you personally, if I like you, if we, cool, and nothing, If you're not pushing the agenda, then you're not getting my support. If you have an issue with coming on and being interviewed, then clearly you're not pushing the agenda. So, hey, I can't condone you, so I'm not going to give you my support. Somebody said too about saving Chicago. That's something that in the next, technically tomorrow is going to be next month. I'm going to be going on a campaign. I might talk about that a little bit later, or maybe on my platform to do, because not just in Chicago but everywhere. I mean, Kid Gravity, you listed a lot of different states and cities where we're all in. We're all in different states. We're all in different cities, and it's up to us to do what we can do. Every bit of what we can do to like, we almost pass out, and I'm not advising anybody to do anything dangerous, to save our cities, to promote black empowerment in our cities, to save the black businesses in our cities, to save the black community in our cities. I got to do that for Chicago. You guys got to do that for New York. You got to do that for Ohio, Maryland, all of these places that we're in. Everything we can do, we have to participate. We have to volunteer. Anything that you can do. Everybody's not like a big person. Everybody doesn't have the connections in the pool that our brother Tariq or Jason Black does. Everybody doesn't have those resources or those connections, but you have something that you can do. Everybody has to pull their own weight, and that's something that unfortunately back during the civil rights time with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, they had to pull the weight of the whole group. Everything was on their shoulders to do. We can't have that anymore where we put all of the weight on Jason or we put all of the weight on Tariq or Professor Black Truth. Every single man and woman and child even needs to be pulling their own weight in their own cities. And then collectively,
Yes,
when we get our situation together, we can link up and then help each other across the nation. You know what I'm saying? So that's the agenda everybody needs to be on.
Hey, Afro, I know when sister said she don't want to come on, did you feel like this?
Yeah.
I know you
bit.
did. A
Little
little
bit.
bit. Hey, folks, before we get into the next subject, I got a message from a brother. He want to come on and talk real fast. So let me bring the brother in.
What would you think about a parent whose children are hungry? They let them starve. Likewise, here in South Carolina's 6th Congressional District, we are the 6th poorest district out of 435 total as of the year 2021. And yet, where is our Congressman, James Clyburn? I can tell you, he says he will be in California, in North Carolina, and Florida, and Georgia. But what about the needs of South Carolinians? I was born here, I was raised here, I live here, and I'm going to be here. You will never have to ask, where is Marcel?
And he also just sent me a text that what he's going to do on the 14th.
Get that water. He about to get this work. He about to get this work.
He about to get this work. Support Brother Marcel. Listen, hook up with Nas Escobar 316 on Twitter. Please get on the phone bank. Make them calls for Brother Marcel. I might do it on Thursday. I'm going to hit him up. I might do it on Thursday. What's that?
And make sure you tune in to me Friday. I'll have him on my broadcast Friday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I
This is
will
what we
definitely
need.
have
We
Brother
gotta
Marcel.
push this man over the hump. Clyburn got to retire.
Absolutely.
The fish fry
Gotta
got
get
to
him
die.
out of
Folks.
there.
Hashtag fish fry gotta die.
Facts.
The nigga uses old oil all the goddamn time. Come on now. That oil was pre-coffee venereal disease.
Oh damn.
Come on, folks. Let's go. We can't see this in November.
Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
You already know she ain't about them reparations. You already know this.
Man.
But this is what we're going to do, folks, before we get up out of here. I'm choosing violence for the last hour and 38 minutes of the day. Chicago, I love y'all. Y'all city is clean. Y'all got them nice rivers, them nice bridges. Y'all pizza is all right. But y'all cannot hold a candle to New York. I'm going to say it. Y'all are off code. Y'all know better than that. Okay? Y'all blizzards are apocalyptic events. Okay? I saw what happened in 2011.
Yeah, that's true.
1979. Y'all had a political race be decided by some snow. Howard Washington is the GOAT, though. I will give y'all that. Howard Washington, he's better than any black man we ever had. Shout out to that man.
Is anybody old enough on this one to remember him passing?
I remember
actually
it
saw that
vaguely
on the news.
I remember that vaguely on the news.
Y'all remember it? He just fell over in the meeting.
He fell over the council
He
meeting.
just
Yep.
and that was it.
Yeah.
Hey, let me
Thing
throw
I've
this
ever
in.
saw, like,
Let me throw this in real quick, man. You know, Chicago pizza, much, respect. New York pizza, much respect. But, personally, man, I don't give a damn about either one. I like my DiGiorno in the oven, but
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why you
hey,
eating white?
they got
Why
this
you
stuff
eating? Why you
DiGiorno
eating
now.
white nationalist pizza? Don't do that.
Hey,
brother,
shit.
I'm telling you, you ain't never
that
lived.
fucking
Let me
too
tell
good
you
on my
something.
way.
Let me tell you something. Do you have a cast iron pan? You in the South? You better say yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can make pizza in that cast iron, bro.
Man, that take too goddamn long, man. I can press
No, it don't. No, it does
minutes
not.
in that
No, it
motherfucker
does
in.
not. No, it
I can
does
go
not,
do some
brother.
shit and come back.
Brother, that takes to make a deep dish in that cast iron take about 25 minutes. Come on now, it's the same price. It's the same time as the DiGiorno. Come on, I've tried it. Come on now.
Yeah, hey, but I can't go sit on the couch when I do that.
Yes, you can. You heat up the pan. You put everything in the pan. Get the oven hot. You start it a little bit on the stove and then pop it in the oven. In 25 minutes, you and the queen got dinner. And then you could tell Afro how it's way better than what they got up in the 312.
I'm done with y'all, man. I'm sitting this one out.
Yes, sir. No, I'm slandering all your teams. The Cubs suck. I'm gonna say it. The Cubs suck. The Bulls. Listen. Grayson Allen. That man should never walk y'all city ever again in life for what he did to Alex Caruso. I'm surprised y'all don't go get that man. But the Bulls suck.
the dirty Grayson Allen.
Michael Jordan came from Brooklyn, so you have New York swag to thank you for your 6 championships. So technically, we got 8.
What the hell? What the?
I don't really watch hockey, but the Blackhawks are trash. What's the name of y'all WNBA team?
The Sky.
The Clouds, whatever it's called.
He said the clouds.
The Clouds.
Close
Y'all
enough.
won the chip last year, and nobody showed up to y'all parade. What is that? Like Uncle Lori was out there with her jersey and her white woman, and nobody showed up. What happened, Afro? Did you tell them not to show up because they was off code?
I
ain't
you
gonna
got
lie
a lot
though.
of jokes.
I got a
I
lot
can
of.
tell you
Listen,
wrote
I
those
walked
down.
through your city. Your city, I'm telling you, your city is beautiful. Chicago is beautiful.
Thank you. I'm saying thank you like I own the place. Thank you.
No, but listen, you're the representative of Chicago. I ain't gonna lie. I be on YouTube and I be watching the videos of, like, people driving around Chicago. Your city clean, but what y'all be doing up there? Y'all be acting like y'all want to be the New York or the North. I don't get this. Y'all got to explain this. Why do you want to be us so bad?
I feel like
Hey.
as far as New York goes, I don't know. Maybe you can explain to me why is everybody so hostile in New York?
You know
Why
what?
is everybody so mean and hostile?
It's the damn Timbs.
Is it because the pizza's nasty? Maybe
it's
if
the
y'all
Timbs.
asked
It's the
Chicago,
Timbs, my nigga.
y'all
Listen,
wouldn't be
have
so
you ever
mean and grumpy
have
all
you
the
ever had a pair of Timberlands?
What is the Timberlands like the black force of the
Yes,
Air
man.
Force
Walk
Ones?
with the Timberlands in that city for a day, and you'll understand why people are pissed off in New York. Between that and NYPD,
Well,
the trains
Chicago,
always
we got
late.
We got Jordans in Chicago, so I guess
The trains are
pizza,
always
so.
late. And yeah, to help. You see, there you go. Listen, shout out to y'all,
Hey,
Michael
Chicago.
Jordan statue. Shout out to that. What's that you said?
Shout out to the Chicago Italian beef sandwich.
Thank you. Shout out to
No,
Harold's Chicken
goddamn.
too.
Listen, now we got to talk
goddamn.
about Harold's. No, we got to talk about Harold's. I have to give y'all
dare
respect
you to
on
say
that.
something about Harold's.
No.
dare
I went to I always fuck up this town. Is it Belleville or Greenville? I always fuck it up. It's like out in the suburbs. That's the one I went to.
Belleville? What are you saying?
There's one. Y'all got like 5 locations, right? Of Harold's.
Yeah,
It's like 5 of them.
I mean, there's growing, but yeah, there's about like what?
I went to one. I think it was like Belleville or Greenville. It's like outside the city.
Okay.
Shout out to Harold's. That's the best chicken I ever had.
Thank you.
I'll give y'all that respect. That was the best chicken I ever had. It was better than Church's. I have to give y'all respect. I had to wait 20 minutes for it, but it's all good. They knew what they were doing.
You'll wait.
It was
You'll
fresh.
wait.
Yeah, you got to wait.
It was. Oh, they frying it
No,
fresh?
but I think they had like changed the oil during service. Because she was like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be another 5 minutes, another 5 minutes," and then I was with these New York cats, and they were being loud, and I'm slowly backing away from them because Chicago people started walking in, and I was like, "These niggas gonna get us beat up." And then this chick was the hardest person in that whole group. She started checking them. He's like, "Yo, why y'all so loud? Where y'all from?" She's like, "New York." He's like, "I figured. Why y'all so loud? Why don't you be like your man right here?" She's like, "What about you?" I was like, "I'm a tourist. I ain't got nothing to be loud about." She's like, "See, I respect that. See, y'all could be like him." I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
I had to do the 12-3-6-9 when I left because I don't know. Yeah, niggas be a little wild out there. But Harold's Chicken is the truth.
Yeah, and there's more locations around, not just in the actual city, but there's in the surrounding suburbs, the Chicagoland area too. So I mean,
that's the
pretty
one I
much
went
anywhere
to.
you live, there's gonna be a Harold's kind of in close enough for you to get some. You don't have to like go out of your way. See, that's the convenience and beauty of Harold's. You know what I'm saying? They want to be everywhere.
Why is y'all hot dog so long? Pause. Now, have you ever heard of Skips?
Yeah.
Skips?
Yeah.
Skits?
Skips. SKIP. It's like a
No.
Chicago hot dog place. Whatever. Why is y'all hot dog so long, G? Pause.
He's talking about the glizzy.
I don't know. I'm not too big of a hot dog person. Keep it real.
Why do y'all put pickles on y'all hot dogs?
Well, I mean, the Chicago
Chicago dogs.
Hey,
Y'all
have you
niggas-
ever tried one though?
I don't eat hot dogs. I don't
That's
eat
his-
hot
I think
dogs. Pause.
that's
It look
his
like
style.
penises. Pause. Nah, I'm good. Pause.
I mean,
I saw a documentary on how they made hot dogs. I
Vienna
was like,
beef?
I ain't into it. No, but I saw a documentary on how they make hot dogs. I was like, nah. I don't even care if
Nah,
it's
them
beef.
not red hots though, bro. They made red hots, bro. I can't let you do that.
I
If you
can't-
get
I can't.
that got to get that V on them. If it's V, then it's certified.
No.
When
It
you
looked
get
like
that
it looked
beef,
like it looked like
anything
a
with the
thing.
beef on it,
Nah.
I'm trying to tell you, B Zilla knows.
Man,
I can't
beef
put
means
something like that
it's
in my
good.
mouth. Pause. I can't do it. That's a New York thing. Pause. I can't do it. I don't even go to Nathan's. When I go to Nathan's, I just get cheese fries and ride out.
Oh my god,
I can't do it. I cannot do it. I don't know how y'all be put. Never mind.
He's out there with Jody Maroney's and all of that, man. Come on, stop it now.
Listen.
You was over there grabbing. Come on, man.
Nah, I can't do it.
You over there with his collar up.
No, I can't, dude. I'm telling you, that's all I get is cheese fries and I ride out. Now, good Afro. Since you were on the phone, I mean, you on the line with Torian. Can you please explain to them that DC stole mambo sauce?
You said, I'm sorry?
Can you please tell Torian that DC stole mambo sauce from Chicago?
I'm not gonna disrespect Maryland like that. I'm not gonna disrespect the DC, the DMV area. I do think that mumbo sauce originated from. I've heard that mumbo sauce originated from Chicago. I have heard that. Let me not step on our brother Torian's stomping grounds right there.
Listen, I do it.
I ain't trying. I don't want
I
the
do
smoke
it.
from Torian.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Listen, Torian know I'll give the DMV the smoke. I'll do it. Listen, I blame New Yorkers for this. What I'm about to say. New Yorkers messed us up in DC. Just like they messed us up down here in Atlanta. They messed us up because New Yorkers don't pay homage to where they go. I will admit this readily. We come in and act like we own the place. And then we end up like down in DMV and down here in Atlanta, we end up in the ground somewhere. They can't find the bodies. Oh, B Dilla, look up them stories back in the 90s. New York cats coming down here, you don't hear from them ever again.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know.
We got a very bad habit of not paying homage to where we go. Now, I'll do that for Chicago one time. Queen Alpha mad at me. She said, don't speak to me. I'm just saying, Queen Alpha.
If she serious about that Brooklyn, brother.
No, I'm just Queen Alpha. You know, we like to go to other cities and we like to be loud. You know that. Not you and me, but I'm just saying. You know, New Yorkers like to announce our presence, and that's why everybody else in the country like we don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
I'll tell you what. Funny story that you said that. I will honestly say, the first New Yorkers that I really had true time with was back in the early '90s. And these cats came out here was like, yo, our cousins got they're the baddest rappers ever, man. They finna change the game. Now, they hopped on stage at a rap show here. It was like, this shit is whack. Because they was like, yo, this is what it is, son. Yo, New York, son. New York in the building. And so that, as it turns out, that's actually Sons of Man from Wu-Tang Clan. But that's like, so that's before they even came out. That was my first experience with how they was getting down. Like, they was not having West Coast rap at all. Like, yo, son, this is whack. And would go on stage and be like, yo, and try to like bum rush the show, man. That's New York.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, that's when regions used to be heavy back in the day, man. Every region was like, now all the rappers sounded like they sound like they from one big ass region, but back in the day, man, they used to be one from. Matter of fact, Afro, yo, Chicago boys, man, Twista used to go at my bone, man. I used to have big problems with that back in the '90s, man, way back.
That was a misunderstanding. That was a misunderstanding.
Yeah, I look back on it like y'all was really beefing about who rapped the fastest. Are we serious? Like really? Like what? But you know, it's a good end to that story, man. They all got together and do a Midwest tour, man, and shit. But I will say this: Afro know what I'm talking about. In the Midwest, man, we keep to ourselves, man. We ain't all that East Coast, West Coast, South, man. Midwest folks, man, we right in the center. We don't do all that extra stuff. We just keep it at B, man.
Y'all niggas got to wear a winter coat 9 months out of the year, though.
And we look good, though. No, y'all
don't. No, y'all don't.
Shit.
Look like
they out
New
there
Yorkers.
in winter coats.
Y'all look like Canadians up in there. Y'all look like Canadians.
Hey,
I was surprised when I went to Chicago, I ain't seen no moose walking down the street.
They don't do that in the shop, man.
Ain't one of your team called the Bulls?
I can't wait to go to New York. Because
you're gonna get off that plane. You're gonna get off that plane. You're gonna go to the city, F you, and you are going to turn right back and go home. I'm telling you, New York is dead, sir. There's no fun in New York no more. All the clubs are shut down, so you can't hear no good music.
Hey, man, you can't say that, brother.
Dude, how many clubs are left in New York?
Forget the club. Hey, they ain't nowhere like New York City, brother. Nobody wakes up. Nobody wakes up in Sweden wanting to be from Atlanta. Nobody wakes up in Sweden wanting to be from Nebraska. People, the first city you know as a kid all across this planet is New York City. It is the mecca of the mecca.
Now, dude, you forgot.
I'm talking about forever. People trying to get that L to New York. Look where you at in Atlanta. Atlanta is not the Atlanta it was when we were younger.
Brother. Even your wife said New York ain't New York no more.
Oh, but it's still above a lot of other places. It's still above a lot of.
What you do in New York? Hang on, unless you got the stab, you can't do nothing in New York.
What you doing in Atlanta? Going to the parade?
What parade? Oh hell no, I ain't going over there. Nah, that's
that. We skipped over that. Atlanta ain't even. Hey, Atlanta's not like it was 5 years ago.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
You got the old Freaknik Atlanta, and you got this stuff now. Everybody done went downhill.
Oh no, that's more than 5 years ago.
Yeah, it really started.
It started back in the day, but it ain't even what it was 2 years ago. And then 4 years ago,
you gotta go to a Wawa. Black Voltron, you gotta go to a Wawa and get you a hoagie.
What Well, he on the West Coast. I ain't even gonna get mad at him.
Is Wawa out there? I don't know if it is.
No, okay, we have to go to Florida. We gotta go to Florida.
Okay. Then.
Nah, we gotta go to Florida.
You gotta go to Wawa. Well, when you get a chance, you gotta go to Wawa and
get
Wawa.
I think his closest one is probably gonna be in Maryland. Because I don't think they have any in North Carolina.
They ain't even crossed.
We have plenty in Maryland.
Huh?
Okay.
We have plenty in Maryland.
That's like an East Coast thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying because there's like none in North Carolina. And if
'Cause
I want to
on the
go
West
one, I
Co-
gotta go
know
like
on the
6
West,
hours.
I know on the West Coast, y'all got so many. First off, because I went to LA for my birthday, y'all in California and what in LA, y'all they have so many 7-Elevens.
Yes.
I mean, it was
That's
a
New York, too.
7-Eleven
That's
on
New York.
every other corner block. Turn one right here, 7-Eleven. You turn the corner, 7-Eleven. It's a 7-Eleven.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
like, it's so many 7-Elevens in LA. And of course, you know they got In-N-Out
Yes.
and Roscoe's and all of those places as well.
Right. Well, you know why that is they are a big EBT hub.
Yes.
So
Uh-oh.
so like with EBT cars was kind of their spectrum.
They're net.
7-Eleven right there to get it all.
Oh, Kira,
Yeah, it was
actually,
right
the
there.
Japanese
Come
are
on,
on. The
come
actually
spin with
Japanese
us.
own it. Yeah. Hey, Kira Clark. The Japanese own 7-Eleven now.
Now, Black
Yeah,
Alpha.
Indians up-
Black Alpha. You from? No, I was just gonna ask Black Alpha.
Slow
real quick.
Ohio.
You're Slow Ohio. Oh.
Hey,
but
go there.
see,
Go
but
there.
here's something-
Do that tonight.
I want to ask you about this. What's up with the chili out there? Because y'all
Oh,
famous
you got
for
to-
the chili
go-
out there.
go
Y'all
get
got
him.
that
Go get him.
Skyline chili deal. What's up with
Hey,
that? Is that
A1. Hey, all them. Hey, kid was just giving us an issue about our snow. When it gets snow, we make chili, and that should be good too. It'd be real good all over. We got best chili spots. You can go to somebody's mama's house. It's A1. Huh?
So who got the best chili? in your
really?
state?
Oh, the
Is
cheese
it
and the
Cincinnati?
noodles. The cheese and the noodles and stuff.
Hey, yes. I mean,
Oh,
you
I
can.
saw that on YouTube.
They got toppings in it like it's pizza. You know what I'm saying? However you want it, they got it. And who got
I
the
saw
best?
that on YouTube.
I'm gonna tell you who got the best chili. If you don't have winters where it snows, then you are disqualified from chili. I'm sorry, y'all. That's a cold food. There ain't nobody trying to eat no chili when it's 70 degrees outside. It's got to get cold to enjoy the chili. We put the chili away.
So that's all y'all niggas eat. So what y'all niggas eat in the summertime?
Everything y'all eat in the summertime. It's just we eat different in the winter.
So y'all dipping watermelon in that chili?
Damn
Y'all
right.
dipping watermelon. Ew, you dip
Hey,
your watermelon in the
what's from the
chili?
South anyway?
This nigga just said he dips
Right.
his watermelon in the chili.
You said watermelon? No, I was actually trying to go ahead and roast you back, brother. I glossed over that one.
I was about to say that is a weird. That's more worse than what you put up on your story.
Tori, wait a minute, Tori.
That
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 Juneteenth thing fucked
We
me up.
don't get down like that.
That
Hey, they
Juneteenth
putting-
fucked me up.
Hey, shout out to Cincinnati.
What's that?
Shout out to
Listen,
Cincinnati right there.
Yes, shout out to Cincinnati. Y'all had one of the greatest hood movies shot in your city. So
But here's the kicker though. When you go to Ohio is it's a fact. Ohio is the only state in the country that borders 5 different places. We border Pennsylvania, that's on the East Coast. We border Kentucky, which is in the South, which I lived in Kentucky. We border Indiana, which is the Midwest, and we border Michigan and Canada, which obviously is a different place. We border 5 different places. And that's why Ohio's different. A lot of folks from Ohio is from the Carolinas and from Georgia. And no, we do not dip watermelon in the chili. Ain't gonna let my damn computer jumping all over the place. Make me miss that one. No, damn no. But I tell you what, if you come up and you want to get the best chili on the planet, come on up to the OHIO Buckeyes.
And also, Ohio has a huge
heroin
gotcha. problem.
Yes, it does.
Ohio has a huge heroin problem.
But I'm not owning that one.
As a matter of fact, Ohio, I have to credit Ohio for actually kickstarting my channel the way that it did, because I always said Ohio was the hub for heroin. And for a while, that was like the string of my first set of videos when I was really getting into the groove of this YouTube thing.
Hey, it's so bad. You right, brother. It's so bad that the police literally roll around with those things that pump in people's hearts to restart their hearts.
The naloxone.
Yes, yeah. The police literally ride around with them. Yes, indeed. But so while they falling over, you know what I'm saying, that it goes on all the time. You all right about that? That we will not dispute.
Yeah, it's crazy up there. But if y'all want good seafood, crab legs, crab cakes, all of that good stuff, that's
Y'all still sucking legs down there?
That is, huh?
Y'all still sucking them legs down there?
We cracked the legs. What you talking about?
Damn, kid, do you like anybody?
I'm from New York, brother. You know this. We automatic haters when we come out the womb in New York.
Right.
You know
God
this.
damn, he giving it to Slow Ohio, he giving it to the DMV, Chicago. God damn.
I ain't gonna be let no place.
Oh,
I'm gonna
Ain't gonna
send
let
one.
me
Of
no
them, I'm
place.
gonna send one of them live big Alaskan king crabs down to you in Atlanta, and watch that thing just crawl out the box.
Dude, do you know how
Be
many
like, why is
king
this
crab?
box
You know how many
moving?
crab places are down here? It's like
How
400
many?
crab places down here.
And you can thank us.
Listen, bless y'all. Cause here's my question though: where y'all getting all these crabs from?
From the harbor.
No, I'm talking about down here.
Maryland.
We ain't got no water down here except Lake Lanier, and they ain't got. Well, let's end that off on a good note, folks. Let's end that off on a good note. I
They
believe
got a
in
couple
spirits
more this
now.
weekend.
Oh,
I believe in spirits.
I've tried the Alaskan cream crab. All you need is one of those that'll fill
Yeah.
you up. One of those will fill you up. Sometimes
the place I work at, you get an order of 3.
Depending on how your appetite is, you might need more than one person to help you with it because it's that big.
So the place I work at, we sell king crab. It's $72 for 3 pieces.
Damn.
Yeah. That's Atlanta
See, I'm
for
from
you.
the West. I'm from the West Coast. I'm from the West Coast, so I don't see no shit like that. Like, I mean,
I know on the
that shit down.
Listen, I know on the West. I know on the West Coast. I know on the West Coast. They besides having all them 7-Elevens in LA, y'all got it's a lot of Mexican food out there.
Yes.
Taco trucks, burrito trucks. They got to literally for every Mexican dish they got a truck for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be.
But
And
if you guys really
I would say
like
that
Mexican
food.
food, go get the simplest tacos you can find. They just gonna give you some chicken tacos with a lime. That's the shit you want.
Yes, sir.
Just
don't ever load it up. Taco Bell messed a lot of black folk up.
It'll change your life.
But let's end it off on a good note.
Before we go, best seafood, Savannah, Georgia, 912 Southeast. You ain't that far, kid. Best seafood you gonna
I'm
find.
gonna go over there. I was
Y'all
actually
got a
thinking about
juicy
going up
crab
to
down
Charleston and go see Marcel, but we
Hey, I'm literally like right over the border, man. SAB. I told you, I'm Ohio and Georgia. I'm a north-south person, so I got to give it up to my other end. Southeast Georgia, SAB, Savannah.
But one thing I will say that our area has that a lot of places envy that they don't have is them snickerdoodles. Them cookies is this cookie spot in a place called Iverson Mall, and they sell a whole bunch of cookies.
Oh, you don't say.
But the snickerdoodle, that cookie right there, oh my God. You think you're gonna eat just one of those? Like they say they gave you like a dozen. That dozen will probably be gone in less than an hour because you can't eat just one. It's like a Pringle, but you can't.
They
but I'm
dangerous
telling
like
you,
that.
is that good? I'm telling you, I think they must line that thing with the best crack they can find in the aqueducts of Maryland. I don't know what it is, but it is. I'm telling you, I'm not even exaggerating. Anybody who is from the area I'm at, who knows what I'm talking about, when they get that snickerdoodle, because some people will call it a sugar cookie, but it's not exactly a sugar cookie. And you get that just one. It's a wrap. If they deliver, if they delivered, I would give y'all the site so y'all can order it, but it wouldn't be the same because it's not gonna be as fresh.
Nah.
You would actually have to get them like when they're fresh, like sitting there on the rack, and they start scooping it up and putting it in the bag and weighing it and everything like that. I'm telling you, the snickerdoodle.
Yo, somebody said they wait for the crab layaway player. God, dog. But check this out. Let's end this off on a good note, fellas. I appreciate all 4 of y'all coming in, and Amazing Lucas, salute to you, brother. Let's end this off now. Black Alpha and I down here in Georgia, and we were both very familiar with this body of water that people have said that there's a black city underneath it. I'm starting to think that because some white boys decided to go on that lake and get crazy with the drinky drink and a boat at high speed. We know how this ended, folks. I think that Ogun spirit showed up.
Is this Lake Lanier?
Yes, sir.
I've heard stories about Lake Lanier.
Yes. Yep. They
Shout
got
out to the
another
Actually,
one.
and there's two Georgia lakes that got them this weekend. 2 of them.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, the
oh, so what's
Wilmington
up with
River.
the other one?
Yeah,
Right.
Wilmington River. Yeah, down by where Black Alpha is.
You ever
No,
heard
Judah
stories
Queen.
about?
No,
Yeah,
Judah
I've heard
Queen.
of
No,
stories of.
Lake Lanier is nice. It is. Lake Lanier, that area is very nice. It's just you got to pay homage before you get on that water.
So
They
you saying
check
it's like
that water
It's
is
only meant
no,
for
that water
safe
checks your
black
paperwork.
boating.
No, yeah, that
Yes,
water
it
checks
do.
your paperwork. That water is checking
Yes, it
paperwork
do. Oh man! Hey,
it's almost
y'all
because
like
remember
going.
Loki?
It's almost like
Y'all
going into the Bermuda Triangle.
yes, sir.
right?
I think
Like
Atlantis
that
was
episode
there.
with Loki. You don't have a soul.
And it's crazy because you talking about Lake Lanier because I watched the show Atlanta, and that was highlighted in the first episode of the third season. This past season of Atlanta was very good, but they definitely talked about Lake Lanier in the first episode, and it actually highlighted. When I see this story right here, the opening scene literally encompassed something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah,
Wow.
Lake Lanier don't play, boy.
That's dangerous.
That thing is like, listen.
They said the notoriously deadly Georgia Lake.
Yes, it is. Like it seems like every summer it takes at least 10 people.
You know, we have something like that out here, which is the river every single year. I mean, as soon as it get hot, these white boys will run out here to this river, and I'm talking about it's called the Sandy River. Every single year, if it gets over 90, first thing they do is go jump in that river, and it's like. But this is a lot of old native territory that they came over here. That Lewis and Clark, because you know Lewis and Clark had slaves with them, so they had them doing all the fighting with the Indians. So a lot of that shit went on out here, and I think that Sandy River is it always
It's
takes a
pushing
few.
back.
Yes, indeed, and it always takes the same kind all the time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No exceptions.
So fella, let's wrap it up. We asked the question again. Make it about 30 seconds each response. How do we, as the new voices, push the agenda forward?
I know one way, and I had to mute my mic and turn off the camera right quick to go and get it. Get this Black Bible. That's a start. Make sure y'all go and get this if you have not read this book. I would suggest you go and get it. I call it the Black Bible for a reason. I've been peddling this book as if I'm part of the advertising team, but that's okay. Free advertisement. The ISIS Papers by Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. I call her the queen, one of the queen mothers for a reason. I've been reading a chapter a day since I got this book. I'm on chapter 11, I think right now. I think I'm on chapter 11. And already just reading this book, or as I call it, the Black Bible, a lot of the stuff that's been talked about in this book, I've seen already before reading this book, and even after reading certain chapters. Like the chapter, I think it was chapter 10. She was talking about what was it? Ball games at symbols. Oh my God. That chapter right there. I don't want to spoil it for you, but this chapter was meant for, I would say, Black men and PC men in particular, that particular chapter. But the whole book that I've read so far is a very good book. I can't wait to start chapter 11, which is going to be talking about the symbolism of smoking objects. That's literally the name of the chapter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, if y'all have not gotten that book, I would highly suggest. I said that should be required reading. Now we know that they're not going to talk about this in public school, but that's fine. Definitely. If you have not read that book yet or started to read it, I would highly suggest that you do.
That was Brother Torian. Thank you so much. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay. Oh, go ahead. Bro.
Definitely want to co-sign everything our brother Torian said. Thank you very much, Kick Gravity, for inviting me on this broadcast. Something that we can do is to educate ourselves to understand white supremacy. And by reading and studying the master teachers, you can understand white supremacy and you can think ahead of the curve, because they don't really switch up their tactics. Is really the same techniques, maybe in a different form, but they do the same thing every time. And in order to stay ahead of the curve, you have to study our master teachers. And then after you're able to decipher what white supremacy's techniques are and what they're planning to do next, you can start proactively doing things to protect yourself and your family. It's up to you and everybody you're around, it's up to you as a black person to protect yourself and to protect your family. So you, whoever you are, whatever resources you have, whatever connections that you have to utilize that to the best of your ability to save yourself, to save your family, to save the black people around you. I'm trying to do something to better the situation in Chicago. If you're in Chicago, you should be trying to do the same thing. If you're in New York, you should be trying to do that. If you're in Georgia, you should be trying to do that. If you're in Atlanta, you should be trying to do that. And anywhere you are, you should be trying to do that. Everybody needs to pull their own weight. And in order to do that, you have to know exactly what to do. So study Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, read the ISIS papers, educate yourself, listen to her lectures, listen to our brother Neely Fuller, buy his book, read his book. That way you are able to understand the path that you need to go on. And then once you understand that path, you need to go full steam ahead on that path, doing everything in your capability that you can do to better yourself, to make yourself more empowered, and to make the other black people in your surrounding area, including your family, friends, and other black people in your state, your county, your city, more empowered as well. And then once you do that, we can start growing individually. And then once we get our situations together individually, we'll start growing as a nation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I got to do it double time.
Sir, this nigga spitting. Damn, nigga. Sir, this nigga spitting. Damn, nigga.
That's for the brothers Torian and Afro. All right, who next? I'm finna flip a coin and say your name. All right, call it in the air. Y'all want the gavel side or you want the stick side? All right, say less.
Yeah, I'll go next. So, I'll say this. One thing that we can all do is number 7 of Dr. Khalid Muhammad's 7 plan, and that's self-determination for the black community. You always got to remember that you have to be determined yourself to make sure that your tribe succeeds. You also have to be determined yourself that your family succeeds. Most of all, you have to be determined to get all the knowledge and wisdom and answers you can provide yourself and your solutions so we could get past this damn wicked, devilish system called white supremacy that we have been dealing with for over 400 years. It is time to rid ourselves of this headache, this evil that we've been dealing with. And anyone who wants to uphold that system needs to be left behind. So with that, we'll just stay vigilant, and you stay aware of your surroundings, stay focused, stay on code, and stay alive. So with that being said, this is Beatzilla PDX official right here. And thanks to Kid Gravity for hosting this this broadcast, this roundtable. And shout out to all of my fellow voices on this panel. I appreciate being with y'all once again, man. This is dope. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Shalom.
Yes, sir, this nigga spitting. Damn.
And Black Alpha got kicked off. Okay. I'm sure he'll be back in a second. Black people, black people, black people. I'll say this. We all know life is tough. And I know I can't speak for the brothers on the panel, but I'm sure there's been one time or another where we wish we could go back to our teenage years and restart with what we know. But we know that's evolutionarily impossible. So the finite amount of time we have on this terra firma, we have to make a decision. How do we want to be remembered? Now, shout out to Brother Torian for putting in that work and inspiring a lot of the voices of new black media. We can listen to Professor Black Truth and Tariq and Vicky and Jason Black all day, but to hear someone from our age group putting in that work, putting out the stories that we know damn well the lamestream media will never do because they're somehow trying to protect an agenda, got to appreciate the brother for that. Got to appreciate Brother Afro. Afro's coming from the Midwest side. He's out here trying to push a message for the Midwest people. He's on that ground. He's seeing what's going on in Chicago, and he's pushing back on that. Because we all know, like Governor Abbott sat there and pulled, Chicago's going to be in the crosshairs of the next 2 years. If the white supremacists fully control Chicago, Chicago's done. So it's incumbent on the grassroots voices like Brother Afro and other people in the Chicagoland area to start making noise. Got to make sure Uncle Thunderbird gets gone. That was a mistake that, we were still caught up in that, that budding white supremacists versus us, and hopefully this person could be a good avatar that we could throw out to kind of move that water along, but we know they just got absorbed. So gotta credit Brother Afro Leap for that.
Thank you.
Brother Beatzilla, the OG, he's seen things, he's experienced things, and he didn't have to come on here and spit that knowledge. He could have just passed it on to his seeds and, cranked out 2 soldiers who knew how to stay on code. But he said, you know what, let me get on this YouTube, do 3-hour broadcasts 3 times a week, and get the information out there. Get people educated. So got to salute the OG for that. Because we all know a lot of OGs are off code. How Jason Black said it, they're just looking for a quick death. But he's actually putting in work. Got to salute him for that. Black Alpha. What else to say? That man's coined so many phrases. If he don't trademark it, he doing himself a disservice. But for him to bring that real street feel to his videos and put in that work with the Black Alpha Cast every Monday, and then going in Twitter Spaces, we having the debates, we doing the rooms, we trying to get this B1 message out there. Trying to educate the people, and you know how tough it is to get a message out there because a lot of us don't want to be receptive to it. Like, it's easy for us to just sit up here and cool. It's very easy, and we get money for it. But what are we really going to accomplish? So, got to salute the brother for that. And I'm trying, folks. I'm trying to get to that level. It's tough out here, but I'm going to be consistent. Because even though I'm the only non-FBA on the panel, I need that blueprint for my daughter, my wife, and my wife's father's family. I need that blueprint. They need their money. I need that blueprint. Jamaica got to get up. Now, granted, Jamaica, clap to y'all. Y'all burned down that hotel. That's a good first step. Y'all still way off code, but that's a good first step.
Yeah, like the ones in South Carolina.
No, I'm talking about that. Well, down in Jamaica, they burned.
I know what you're talking about with that one.
Yeah.
When you said off code,
Yeah.
I had to know about the one.
Yeah, the Jamaicans, them 4 Jamaicans way off code. So y'all got Fed charges. Y'all might get deported too, but
they should.
They might be citizens, but we'll see. Screw them anyway. But these 5 voices, folks, support us. Because like I said, I've said this before, the 4 pillars right now, the 4 big pillars, there's going to be a time where they're going to sit down. They've done their service to the community. Pretty soon, you never know. Jason, in the next 10 years, might just say, all right, you know what? I'm just going to do a show every other week. I've done my time. I've put the information out there. It's time to put down that baton and send it off to the next person. Professor Black Truth, he might say the same thing. Vicky might do the same thing. Tariq might just say, listen, I got the museum built. Let me go focus on that in my family. Who's going to take up that mantle? It's got to be us. There's a lot of us, male, female, that are pushing that message. We got to be there to support each other. We all going to have ideological differences. Like me and Afro tonight, New York and Chicago. There's going to be ideological differences. Me and Torian with the DMV. I will give Beatzilla, y'all got some good donuts up in there, so I'll give y'all that. and Black Alpha got his seafood. Y'all low country boiled. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Savannah. But when it comes to the enemy, we got to be united. Got to be united. And if we're not united, it'll be easy for them to bring in the Tethers, bring in the Coons, bring in the agents, the Boule, the Roland Martins with his dashiki wearing self and his Polaroids of niggas in Speedos, so you can show everybody how real he is. We got people talking about now, like Torian and the others alluded to, talking about, hey, y'all should just go to Africa. Nigga, we don't know Africa. Africa don't know us. What we gonna do there? Now, if you send them FBAs over there, y'all fuck around, Lagos gonna look like Chicago in a decade. South Africa gonna come over there. Johannesburg gonna look like New York. Y'all don't want that smoke. And you know them Asians don't want that. So I don't know what they're doing. I know what they're doing, but they're scared of us, folks. And everybody in the chat, shout out to y'all. Keep retweeting everything from us on this panel to Taisha X6, Nicole's View, Queen Amadaya, Six the Goddess, Sincere to Love God. Share everybody's things. Harvey, share them all. Get that message out there because there's a lot of people that don't know about us. And the more people we bring over here and get them right, the more soldiers we're going to have because we're going to need soldiers, especially when we separate. We're going to need soldiers and we're going to need people to build that have that B1 mindset. So please get educated, get ready, and stay on code. Black Alpha, you may go.
Hey, man, peace and love, man. I appreciate the space. Shout out to everybody on this panel. I love these panels. I told everybody this was going to be a new black media, a summer blitz. And then, hopefully we keep bringing them. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I just got to piggyback off of everything you brothers said because you guys put it in a great manner. Let's just keep doing what we do. We all, the new wave. We're the wave that's coming up underneath the Tariqs and them, and they came up underneath the people before them, and eventually we'll be passing the baton to somebody else. But right now, in real time, this is our era. This is the certified era, and we just got to keep that energy out here in the world. Let everybody know that we stand for something, and I tell everybody, I feel that we've made more rounds and more progress in the last, I would say, 10 years than the last 30 or 40 coons have been ran off the block, out the paint, off, the field. And the real ones, man, we're taking that position. We're taking that mantle. So let's just keep doing everything we're doing. Let's stay strong and stay focused. I salute all the brothers here, all the sisters. As I always say on my channel, I say all the brothers, sisters, the kings, the queens, the goddess, and the gods. Those who ascribe to me, you got to know that term right there. And I say that repeatedly. So I salute everybody up here. And those who aren't here, shout out to Queen Alpha. Shout out to Brother Voltron, Kid, Torn, Zilla, Afro. Respect you, brothers. As I always say, I'm wherever you need me. And, we can set the example for the people behind us that they can see, man, it's easy to be, separate. Being separate from your brother or your sister, that's the easy thing to do. It takes real heart, real integrity, and real dignity to actually stand up for your brother and, really get it done. Look at today's panel. We started off breaking down all this anti-black racism and all these things that come after us. And then we spent the last time roasting each other and talking about food. You know what I'm saying? So now still stand by. We got the best chili in Ohio. And we know we do not dip it with watermelon. So, so I got to get that playback, brother. But this is how we do, man. This is what it is. When you be one, man, you can laugh and you can joke about anything, man, because we stay laser focused. And to everybody out there, it's a crazy time. Last time we did one of these mashups, the war even went to another level, the anti-black race war. But we were ready for it based on brothers like ourselves and sisters as well. So the best thing for us to do, when you get tired, whenever you're in doubt, and whenever you don't know what to do with the dominant society, think in your mind, what would Lanier do to the dominant society? And you got your answer. Peace and love, baby.
Me one, brothers.
Also,
Now,
can I say one last?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Also, I got to give a shout out to you, Kid, and to Black Alpha, and even to an extent, Afro, for those spaces that y'all do on Twitter. Those can be very stressful, especially because you have a lot of different personalities coming in there, a lot of trolls that will come through there. They'll try to knock you off of your square. But I enjoy listening to the playbacks of them because a lot of times they can run late and I'll get tired and I'll miss it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I will offer my voice to it whenever I can. But I'm glad that y'all put it up onto your page. That way other people can come and watch it. Because not everybody has a Twitter account. Not everybody wants to go with Twitter. But so if they can catch it on YouTube and they can watch it however they can, I think that's dope that you can have it there. And they're good for receipts, of course, because you just never know. People out here
they're gonna get the lion.
Yeah, exactly. So you need that backup plan and say, well, hold up. At this point in this timestamp right here, you said this. So I'm glad that y'all do that. I don't know if it'll ever come to a time if I ever host a Twitter space, because something tells me I will not have the patience to deal with it. Knowing me.
Well, this is why you're supposed to have co-hosts. This is why you have co-hosts. Gotta have co-hosts. Let the co-hosts run the room.
Even with the co-hosts, I'm probably gonna pop off on somebody. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but just sometimes
I've done one.
Yeah.
Was one enough for you?
Hey, I have to shout out D Tubman. D Tubman gave me the idea for that to keep the spaces, have them recorded on the computer, so I can just put them back up and then send them out to whoever needs it. But yeah, those spaces are they're gonna be a good footnote in this war.
Mm-hmm.
And right now Black Alpha and I are trying to work on getting Marcel for one more debate before he really locks in on his
all eyes gonna be on
campaign.
South Carolina in a couple weeks.
Oh, it's on there now.
Buddy.
Started today. So
early voters started today. So
yes, sir.
Early voters in South Carolina, if y'all watching, go cast your vote for Brother Marcel Dixon now.
Yes, please. He's got to get in.
I'm telling you this: if Marcel wins, Juneteenth gonna start a couple days early.
Oh yes, what I will, dude. If I get them returns and he wins, I'm going live.
And speaking of Juneteenth, shout out to the people for pushing back against Wally World to get that knockoff Juneteenth ice cream up out of there. Like I don't know what they thought they was doing, but then
shout out to you, Torian, for getting that woman to sell out.
I was getting ready to say that.
I'm crediting you with that.
I was getting ready to say that because of that happening. I said it was like it killed. It was like it killed two birds with one stone. The people made enough noise to get that so-called Juneteenth ice cream out of Wally World, but it also pushed this woman's ice cream called So Creamalicious, a black woman's ice cream that was already sold in Walmart, forward to the point where all of her flavors were sold out, like literally in the same week that it got pushed, and they all got put on back order. I actually put in an order to get 4 pints, but they don't ship out until the end of June. And I said, I'm fine. I can wait on that. And then on top of that, because her orders came in so rapidly, now people are scrambling to go to the stores to see if they can find them. Some of them are sold out in the stores because I think she's in Walmart, Target. Now she's in Kroger. So Kroger added on to it now. So now she's in another store. I think she's like
say that last one.
Kroger.
Say that last one. Say it again.
Oh my God, Kroger.
I got 2 Krogers within a mile of me, man.
You better go and see if you can go and find it.
But you know how they do Atlanta.
What's the name
Atlanta
of it?
begin this.
Solicious.
The name of the ice cream.
Solicious. Yeah, Solicious.
So Creamalicious.
So Creamalicious.
So Creamalicious.
So Creamalicious.
Yeah, and also on top of that, Now she has it where you can order all 6 of her current flavors as one, like, you know, in like a
In a
package.
pack.
In a package. But not only that, now
Oh.
because her flavors have gone and sold so much, now she's added on like 5 more new flavors that she's about to unveil somewhere down the line, probably after she
Baltimore
gets this
crab.
shipment. Oh nah. I don't think that'll
Obey,
work.
obey.
I don't think
Obey.
that'll work. I don't think that'll work. I mean, support is support,
Chicago
but
deep dish.
I mean, there's other flavors out there that we can support, but that's a little that's kind of pushing the bar a little.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
No more city slander. No more city slander.
Yeah, I don't think that would actually.
All our cities are fired.
Do that.
Yeah, I'm glad, and not only that, I will say that this whole thing with the Juneteenth was so on code with people because we all know that they federalized it last year, much to our dismay, because we was already celebrating it anyway. We know why they did it, and we knew it was going to come. So not only that Black people pushed to get the Juneteenth ice cream out of there, but if you didn't notice, on the label it said TM next to Juneteenth, which means a white-owned company, tried to trademark the word Juneteenth. Black people pushed back against that to the point where they dropped their trademark. So now Juneteenth is not trademarked. I said now a Black person needs to jump in and trademark that. Yes. I said while it's open, needs to jump in and trademark that.
Yes. All right, fellas. Let me end it like this. I appreciate all y'all for coming on. Black Voltron and Nikki the God have been diligent in putting everybody's channels out there. 2 things. One, I'm putting out a call to the ladies. Ladies, you see what we've done here. I need to summon 4 ladies to the panel. So y'all tell me y'all favorite B1 sister. Tell them they got to come see Kid Gravity. We got a lot to talk about. We've done it with the fellas twice. The ladies, y'all got to come over here. We got to talk. We got to talk. We got to show the white supremacists that Black men and Black women can work together. Got to do that. And the second, well, there's 2 more things. The second thing, folks, the plane tickets are bought. The plane tickets are bought. Your boy is going home. Your boy is going home late July because your boy is going to attend that social justice coalition summit up in New York City with Jay-Z and Tamika Mallory and Gayle King. Oh, I'm going to get into some good twubba. I have some questions. And your boy already has the outfit laid out. It's going to look so New York. I've got it laid out. So, yes, be on the lookout for that. I will be going live that day on my way there, and I'm going to see if I can go live inside the building when I ask my question. Because I need to see their face when I say B1 to start off. I want to see if one of them repeats it or they're just going to stare at me like they can't believe Black people are actually standing up for something. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is, Afro, I am sorry for slandering Chicago. That's 2.5. The third is, starting tomorrow, folks, this channel will be very positive for the next month. There will be no negative stories, except June 19th when I eviscerate Opal Lee for this Juneteenth co-opting that was going on. But every day I'm going to spotlight something positive about the Black community. I feel like I don't do enough positive stories. So I'm going to dedicate June to positive stories. So the first one I'm going to do is about that young brother who got $4.5 million in scholarship money. I got to spotlight him because that's a great accomplishment, because we know with Black boys and young Black men, they don't want to spotlight the good things that they do. It's always focused on the women. So I'm going to have that video out tomorrow, same time, 6 o'clock. June 19th. I know that's Father's Day. That's Juneteenth. I know everybody's going to be out doing their thing, but Beatzilla, Black Voltron, if you're still in the room, I would like to do a Twitter space with both you brothers about Black fatherhood. I think we need to get that done.
I would love to. I would love to, but I actually will be performing that day, so
Cool.
I'll be
All
on.
right.
I'll be on the stage that night.
Yes, sir. No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yes, sir.
So,
And
so if Black
also,
Voltron is Black Voltron's available, I would like to have you on that. So, fellas, if you're a father, please come through. If you're a father on the way and you need some advice, come through. We will offer some advice. We will trade war stories, and we will also discuss how us as Black fathers can navigate and make sure our children can navigate through white supremacy, because I know a lot of brothers, they rather just insulate without teaching, and that's a very bad habit.
and also, June, and I had posted this up on my Twitter account, but I'll mention it here. June is Black Music Month. I always feel like Black Music Month is something that really does not get talked about or highlighted enough. So what I said is, for the next month in June on Twitter, I'm going to post one particular song every single day that represents the different genres of music that Black people have contributed to, which is pretty much every genre of music, whether it's, past or even present music. I already got like so many songs floating in my head that I can post. I probably got the whole month mapped out. But yeah, Black Music Month kicks off tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For those who don't know, that is exactly why the BET Awards are in June.
Yes. Even though that's the BET
June
Coon
25th.
Awards. The BET Coon Awards.
Well, the BET Awards ain't been the same since I don't know how since
It definitely is.
Hashtag bring back the Source Awards.
Oh, you want violence?
I want violence. Yes,
you want a shootout?
Listen, true. But Atlanta could use the money. Because Stacey lost us millions of dollars with her lies, but or we could even put it in Chicago.
Hey,
have it catered, deep dish pizzas and big ass hot dogs with pickles all around.
Oh, hey, don't front on the dogs, man. Them dogs is bomb.
I'm
the
good.
Viennas, man.
Pause. Look at Afro. Look at Afro over there. He finna roast me. Look at him. He figured it out right now, bro.
Man.
Hey, Afro, before I go, has anybody ever told you look like Carmelo Anthony?
You guys will honestly not. I can give you guys a long list of people that people have told me I look like. I mean,
give me three. Give me three before we get up out of here. Give me three.
You said what?
Give me three before we get up out of here.
Well, the number one is Jussie Smollett. People say. I'm just keeping it real, people.
That's fine. That's fine.
Who else?
People say I look like Jussie Smollett. Yeah, they say that.
Mm-hmm.
People also say I favor Fred Hampton.
Okay. That's a good one.
And people say I look like Terrence Howard.
Really?
I've heard some people
say.
Can you say Maine real fast? Can you say Maine real fast?
Maine?
Yeah, Maine.
Because that's how he always says it.
Maine. Maine.
Oh, Maine. Yeah, people say I look like. There was this one homeless person who said I look like Usher. I gave him some money. I literally gave him some money, and he was like, "Did anybody tell you look like Usher?" I was like, "No."
He was hoping he was going to give him more money. He thought.
Yeah, I always wanted to get my money back. I'm like, dude, you did, like, please don't.
But no, fam, I would tell you though. You remind me. I guess if anyone, I would say, if anybody has an old Isley Brothers record, go look at who Chris Jasper is. If anything, I would say this brother reminds me of Chris Jasper from the Isley Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of me.
Chris Jasper.
Cool.
That's a first.
Hey, Afro, when that homeless guy said what he said, did you say this?
What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
I almost wanted to.
No,
I
no,
almost
I forgot.
wanted to.
Wait a minute, I forgot. You're from Chicago. You did this.
You gonna do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
Oh, they saying I'm right. They saying I'm right in the chat. Hey,
That's messed up.
it was some,
It
No,
depends
but
on what my hair looks like.
yeah, I know, but Afro
that's
walked away and jumped on the red line and was like this. This is why I like being online. I do. This is New York, man. We hate. We're haters. Listen, Storm Buckwild got famous in New York. Troy Terrain got famous in New York for hating. Hot 97 got famous for hating and getting people shot in lobbies. We have a long history of hating. So it is what it is. But fellas, thank you so much for coming on. This was fun. Sometimes fun. So y'all stay safe. Check your 12369, the chat. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Make sure y'all tweet out this video. Make sure everybody on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook know about it so we can push these numbers up, so we can get more people to hear these voices, so they can say, okay, I'm going to listen to Torian on Monday or Sunday when he drops the PPP. Afro, he be going in on his lives. Beatzilla, I got about 4 hours to spare before the wifey get right and I get on top. Let me listen to what the brother got to say. Black Alpha got his Alpha Cast on Monday, so, you know, we got to get that popping. K Gravity dropped some bullshit every time he feel like it, but, you know, let's listen to what he got to say, because, you know, the white supremacists don't like it, so probably will like it as well. And yeah, let's end it off real nice. B1, everyone.
Black first.
Take care.
B1, brother.
Stay safe. And before we go, we got to let the brother speak one more time.
What would you think about a parent whose children are hungry? They let them starve. Likewise, here in South Carolina's 6th Congressional District, we are the 6th poorest district out of 435 total as of the year 2021. And yet, where is our Congressman, James Clyburn? I can tell you, he says he will be in California, in North Carolina, and Florida, and Georgia. But what about the needs of South Carolinians? I was born here, I was raised here, I live here, and I'm going to be here. You will never have to ask, where is Marcel?